Time's up. Admiral.
Here it comes.
Fade in.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have.
Well, we're talking about people who have serious sexual orientation and gender identity problems. And I'm not talking, and when I say sexual orientation, I don't mean, a dude who likes a dude and a chick who likes a chick. We're talking about people who think that they're non-binary and they don't know how to play with their holes and shit like that.
Oh,
so,
Jesus Christ. Look, I got no problem with the idea of punching me in the face with nostalgia penis. I get that. I understand this.
But we don't want Revan touched. No.
Agreed.
You don't want anything good touched.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah. Because Disney Star Wars is a bad touch.
It is a bad touch.
Touches you in the bad place.
It's a bad touch.
Show me on the doll where Disney Star Wars touched you.
I need a bigger doll.
Oh, God.
There's no doll left.
Jurassic World?
Jurassic Park didn't eat more out of Lilo's pie.
Oh,
fuck.
God.
You know what? There is a single reason why I wouldn't want to become a merman. I wouldn't have my penis anymore.
Yeah, you're here to bang women.
Oh my God, you're not gonna let me tell the story of cutting my penis off?
They're not making another Quiet Place, are they?
Apparently
it's the fourth one because there was a prequel too.
Oh, well,
I saw all those movies and I hate them all.
Really? Even
Yes.
the first one?
Yes, especially the first one. First one makes me sick to my penis. I hate that freaking movie.
I dangled for too long there. That wasn't fun.
But I'm so apathetic to Star Wars that this episode could have featured Yoda riding on a dildo being wielded by R2-D2, and I would have the same reaction.
I'm still jerking off in front of my console. No, Warner Brothers is doomed. They can't take care of themselves. They're a limbless infant on the street begging, "Help me, please," but no one's going to do it because it's Goblin Baby. So no one wants it. Point is, anybody that picks up that Goblin Baby, it's a diseased baby, and it's going to poison your entire company too because you're also dumb and stupid and you don't know what you're doing. Now, if you were smart, you could put cybernetics on it, create a little monster, run around here, then we have a lot of fun. But they're not that smart to make it even a cybernetic Goblin Baby that could cause destruction. That'd be fun. But here we are.
I love this metaphor.
Here we are.
Cybernetic.
We have nothing
that's
but
what Apple was describing. Drew was describing with Apple. That's cybernetic, baby.
Cybernetic Goblin Baby.
You know the people playing Grand Theft Auto. If there's just going to be a random pride parade that pops up in the city, you know what assholes like me are going to do? I'm going to find the biggest fucking truck that I have, a 4x4, and fucking run through that fucking pride parade and fucking kill everybody. In a video game, YouTube. In a video game.
You are what your daddy is. You are what your daddy is. People don't want to hear
Rachel
it.
Zegler.
Yeah, Polish. Come on.
Yeah.
You are what your daddy is. It is what it is. Like, oh, I'm a Latina. No, your daddy is whiter than white. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You are what your daddy is. That's the line of succession. I don't make the rules. I don't create genetics. I don't create science. That's how the penis works. Okay? That's just how it works.
Please, sir, can I have some darkies?
Impressive. Most impressive.
let that define it, because there was other stuff that defined all these franchises we love before the likes of Disney or Kurtzman or any other one took them over and, you know, fucked them in the ear. So in the ear, that it hurts. It would hurt.
It doesn't just hurt.
Oh my God.
It would kill you.
God, heaven. Not the ear.
I thought you said Star Wars isn't dead.
Well,
and you don't like that.
No.
That metaphor makes it true.
No, Disney Star Wars. Don't let them. And that's what you do to Disney Star Wars.
That's what we're doing to Disney Star Wars now? When did this be about us?
I meant the metaphorical we, the royal we, the world.
No, we.
No, we in somebody's ear. Like, what are we doing?
Oh boy.
Game over, man. It's game over.
And I remember I'm lying there and I'm crying hell because I feel it right here and it's got its like pincer jaws and I'm holding it like this, trying to fight it. And I'm going, help me. And my team doesn't hear me. And then someone else actually woke me up because I was actually going, help me. And I woke up and my hands were like this with the pincers trying to get in there. And that was it.
Okay, Adam. I have one question only.
Yes.
Do you have 1987 grade crack at your home?
In those
I'd work
special
with
stores.
Haley Atwell every day.
But
With two hands even.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
And these tool bags wouldn't know quality if it walked up and motorboated them. Because, you're going to motorboat quality.
Wait, what?
Quality boobs. You want to motorboat quality boobs.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
We say the darndest things. Howdy, all. Welcome to the round table, where we generally try and give unique stuff on not what everybody is talking about. But today, we're going to cover the normal shit, because that's kind of what happened this week. The normal shit that we all have to talk about. And for our purposes, we have been covering some of this stuff since the beginning. Since the very before anybody else was. We were talking about Warner Brothers and Paramount, God of War, and of course we cover the other stuff too. But anyway, so we're here, we're live, we're gonna try and have a good time. Jed's AFK doing something. Hi, Dre.
Happy 30th Pokemon anniversary to everybody. For those that celebrate,
Yeah.
Happy
I'm gonna
30th.
ask you
Happy 30th.
some questions. I'm gonna ask.
Yes.
you.
Oh, I'm ready for questions because I have answers. God help me.
Okay.
So yes, happy 30th to everybody. It's been a very topsy-turvy week, to say the least, but also been productive. A lot of production has been going down on the comic side of things. So I'm very excited to share that when we have time for that. Yes, Captain Durag is in the building. Yes, absolutely, 110% shout out. Yeah, but it's been a good week. It's been a good week, all things considered, outside of real life nonsense, crazy stuff. Yes, it's been a good week. A good week.
Okay. Hi, Dragon Lady. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Good to be back after a week.
Okay. Jed, are you back yet? No, just not back yet. Okay. I wanted to do a joke with Jed here, but I have to wait till he gets back because I need him here for the joke. But anyway, so hail and howdy, everybody. We hope you're having a nice, comfortable Sunday afternoon. I was out running around doing errands because yesterday had to be devoted to some other stuff, but I'm here. I got back in time, and winter's just about over. It's gonna be 60, 70 degrees in a week. And I'm happy. I'm happy. No more goddamn snow. No more goddamn snow. And I got the shovel just right. I got my shovel right at the end of it for the last one. But it's not a snow shovel. It's a utility shovel. It's a nice little compact foldable shovel. It has multiple uses. I didn't want to buy a whole big ass snow shovel for that. I want something that when I move, it could still be used for other stuff. It's a good little kind of. It's this nice little metal shovel. I forget what the composite is, but anyway, but it's a good shovel. There, I wasted time. Hi, Jed. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. Sorry, I had to step away for a moment. Had an important phone call, but I got all taken care of. But I do have some sad news. I know everyone on this panel is going to cry, especially Dre, when he hears this. But Black History Month is officially over.
Praise white God. Praise him. Praise be he. Good grief.
It's over.
The Caucasian deities, thank goodness.
And you know what's over tomorrow? My strike goes away tomorrow.
Hey, that's good.
Hey.
Or on Wednesday. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Tuesday, but it's been 90 days essentially tomorrow. And so hopefully my strike goes away and I can now stop living with a partial sort of Damocles hanging over my channel. It's fine. Anyway, so I had a realization during the intro, the longer than normal intro, because I put in longer clips this week. I haven't given much thought to merch because I personally don't think we're at the level where we could sell much merch for this show or any of the shows that I run. But I did realize that if we ever do get to the point where merch is really viable, we can make the Goblin Baby plushie.
The Goblin Baby.
At 2 times. There's the regular Goblin Baby and the cybernetic Goblin Baby. We can make
the dark variant. Yeah.
Yeah, we can make Goblin Baby plushies. It'll be a thing.
What you're saying is making good sense.
Yeah, it'll be good there. Anyway,
you got to add it into start selling books.
Merch in general. I don't know. I mean, I see the Goblin Baby is about this show, not about the books, but.
People are going to read our books and expect to find a Goblin Baby in it somewhere and be disappointed.
There are no Goblin Babies. No worry, Goblin Babies. Anyway. All right. So.
Not until the autobiography.
Read by the Goblin Baby. Audio version read by the Goblin Baby. You won't understand it, but it'll be read by it. Anyway. It was a strange week, to say the least. Nothing happened at all. And then right at the end of the week, a rush of things, which left me basically saying, well, I'll touch on it and I'm going to punt it to Sunday where we can really talk about it. Because some of these things require a discussion. It's like because it's better than just me talking at the camera. It's best to have us discuss these things. And because of that, I don't know if I'm going to throw out a discussion topic. I was playing around in my head today. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so Goblin Baby's alive. Goblin Baby's alive.
He's alive in our hearts.
Anyway, so we're going to talk Paramount, Warner Brothers, Netflix, because we covered that, Jed. One time it was just me and you. We found that one tiny little article nobody was paying attention to, and we said, wow, Warner Brothers, they're making a play. Paramount, they're making a play for Warner Brothers. That's really weird. Skydance just bought Paramount. Really odd. And here we are all these months later. So we will cover that because also I have to get a little crow on this. But I partially blame the media and the way they covered it, but we'll get into that. We also have been covering since the very beginning the live action God of War series. We got another important casting this week, and then we got a very weird photo set. What is it? I don't know. We're going to look at it. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to weigh in. Also, on the other side, we haven't really talked much about Avengers Doomsday, and I thought we would be talking more about it because I made that statement at the beginning of the year that Disney would have to promote this thing every month nonstop for 11 months to keep interest, and we haven't heard boo in February until now, and it's not good news. And a couple of things here and there. Before we go that, howdy to the chat. Howdy to the chat. The mods are here, all 3 of them. Legatus, Algrim, and Ruben X, here to do good stuff. 2 of them are normal, one's a clanker. You can figure that out for yourselves. Going on down the list, saying, huzzah, son of jocks, how are you? Dash is here. Sup, Mad Max, how are you? And anybody else just watching and not chatting. As always, we are pleased as punch to have you here. Unfortunately, with the punch, we don't have pie. So you'll just have to bring your own snacks. Punch and pie.
I've never heard of having punch with pie.
It's a South Park joke. Damn it. What am I going to do with you? I don't know what I'm going to do with you. You leave me hanging. Anyway. All right. So, you shut up. You shut up. I don't want to hear from you.
Oh, Lord.
This is Sunday. I don't have to deal with you on Sunday. All right? This is Sunday. I deal with you all week long. I got to deal with you today. You shut up. Damn it.
Glass houses, Jeremy. That's all I'll say. Glass houses.
Anyway, all right. Taking a shot at Dermy. It's deserved. He earns it every damn time.
Oh, anyway. Dermy, if you're still in the chat, me and you got to have a conversation about them Gen 10 pocket monsters. We got to have a conversation.
All right. Speaking of the devil. All right. We'll go right to that. Here's our warm-up for Dre. Let's get this one out of the way because I heard I got Dermy's take, and Dermy's one of the 3 or 4 people, now Dre included in that I can ask, what do you think of what's going on with Pokemon? And we got the announcement. I thought it was going to be until March because that's when you guys told me these things usually happen in March. We got it early. Yeah. I guess it's because the 30th is that. I think that's fair.
Yeah, because the 30th fell on the 27th.
Yeah.
But we got the announcement a couple of days ago of the Gen 10 Switch 2. Now, finally, a game just for the Switch 2,
Mhm.
which will now spur many to buy it. Jed, your house included.
Yep, there's finally a Switch 2 in my house. I held out for, 10 months, 9 months, but unfortunately,
June?
Pokemon made it happen. There's now a
Yeah.
Switch 2 in my house.
Yeah,
Pokopia specifically, but
And
eventually
Pokopia.
it would have done. Gen 10 would have done it.
Yeah, and Dre, this is what you needed the titillation for as well. This
is it. Now, you wanted to be honest, they started pulling my panties down a little bit during the 30th anniversary run because they said that they're putting XD Gale of Darkness on the Twitch.
Dermy was very excited about that on Friday. He was very excited about that.
Really good game. Like when it comes to Pokemon games, Gale of Darkness may be the greatest of all time.
Okay. Wow.
It is a really, really good game.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put your cartridge, gold, silver, crystal, whatever. But the story is really good. The Dark Lugia arc is really good. The snagging of all these dark Pokemon that you can then train and all that stuff, and then transfer into your at the same Game Boy Color game, and it was a really, really good game. Gale of Darkness is really, really good. So having them make the announcement they're putting out the Switch 2 exclusive, my panties started to come off a little bit for sure.
And there was the Fire Red and the Fire Red.
Yeah, Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Yeah,
they're putting that on, and they're gonna have you be able to connect it to Pokemon Home, which is really, really smart. Really, really smart. I don't know how that's gonna go with Gen 10 going forward because there's always a limitation in what Pokemon are in each game. But they announced a lot of cool things at the celebration. Now with wins and waves, the one thing that I saw a lot was the different type of Pokemon that haven't been in the games in a couple years, especially my goat Wailord, King Thickums, which I used to name him back in the day. So King Thickums. So like he's back in the game. So I'm very, very excited about that. Choice Scarf, Water Spout all day. That's a daggone one shot. And so I'm very excited about having characters, Pokemon that's been excluded for a number of years now, being brought in. So that's really, really cool to see. Hit a problem.
Okay, what's
these
the problem?
starters are dog water. These starters are
really?
dog water. They're dog
I've
water.
heard nothing but positive
I
things
do
about
not
them.
like the designs for these starters. This is a generational issue. For the last 3 generations, I'll say that the starters have been underwhelming at best. Underwhelming at
The
best.
Fire Croc was disappointing.
It's like none of these starters that's happened the last 3 generations, Gen 10, 9, and 8, have any legitimate staying power. I mean, if someone will argue Rillaboom from Gen 8, okay, it's competitive, but like the first 3 generations, all those starters are still amazing, are still hailed as the GOATs. It's still all hailed as the standard. The last 3 are absolute nonsense. I can't. You can have the freaking what's that thing? Pomeranian. You can have that crap. And see, this is like I've been devoted to water starters since 1998, so I've got no choice but to pick this freaking gecko wannabe chicken leg monkey, whatever this stupid thing is. Like I'm tired of these garbage starters year after year after year. It's really starting to really bum me out because you know what I've done the last 3 years? Once I get them to a certain level, I put them in the box and never look at them again.
Going in the box.
That's it. They go in the box. I'm like, okay, well, you've been around for a while, but now I've got Pokemon that are actually worthwhile. Now I've caught my Squirtle. Now I've caught my Torchic, whatever. I've got a replacement for you that's immensely superior. So you're not even being along for the rest of my journey. The only reason I evolve the other ones is just so I can max out my Pokedex. That's it. I really don't like these starters. I don't like their designs.
This Birdgrass guy, he looks like he's going to jack you in the alley.
He probably will.
That's the one I'll pick when I play it. I'm picking the grass type.
I'm just disappointed.
I was gonna say I've seen some memes saying that one looks a bit like the Duolingo owl.
Yes,
it does.
You're right.
And like, come slaughter you for not learning French.
I've seen the Angry Bird jokes, and all these jokes are a joke. And like now, granted, when the Pomeranian one, I'm pretty sure all the ladies love the idea of the Pomeranian because it's cute and all that other crap. Is that joint probably going to be the most picked starter? I'm going to go on a limb and say yes.
Well, we need to see what they evolve into as well, because there have been ones that just turn out crap after the first evolution.
Let me tell you how bad Gen 9's evolution was. I went water. I picked the Duckley, and I'm like, okay, he's okay. When I got to the Quacka Quavel, and that junk just sat around and danced the whole time, I almost threw my Switch out the window. This close to throwing it out the window. I'm like, what am I seeing? And my joint was male too, and that joint's twerking on my daggone screen. I'm
it was
like,
so
okay.
gay, yeah.
And
I think you made a good point there, Dre, a minute ago, is that you don't keep the starters anymore. The only Pokemon games I played are the recent ones. Like, I think Sword and Shield is the oldest game I played.
Sure.
And all of those starters that I played from that era forward, I've never kept past just getting it to the third evolution for the Pokedex. Just the Pokedex reasons. But Squirtle and Charizard and all of them, they're iconic. We actually look for them to put them in our parties actively still. Squirtle's my boy. And as still more on the normie side, Gen 1 starters are the only ones I think universally people recognize. You have to be a diehard to remember all 10 generations specifically, or even multiple generations.
Definitely.
So I think that's a really important point that I don't think many people keep these starters these days.
They don't.
They're just enough to get started, and then they fuck off.
When we talk about competitive, none of the last 3-4 generations, none of them are in the competitive. None of them. Zero. Yes, we have a smoking set, of course, because everybody's made one, but they're not competitive Pokemon. You put them Jones in the box and never look at them again. Yes, now to be fair, Meowscarada has an ability that has an attack that always crits. So yes, it has some viability, which is also broken, by the way. But anyway, you don't want to keep these things around. And I feel the exact same way. I have no connection to any of these jokers. None of these look like I'm about to have a fun, cool adventure. I feel like I'm about to do Animal Crossing when I look at these Pokemon.
What you're gonna carry a little?
They definitely want to poach that audience.
And
those gamers,
you're gonna be walking around behind your little Pomeranian Fireman with a plastic baggie to pick up its poop.
Oh God! Under no circumstance, I have to pick water, which is pretty much a repeat of Inteleon. So I don't know what the heck we're even doing anymore. Pokemon Company, you did the same water Pokemon twice and just skipped a generation. What are we doing? What are we doing? You can't think of any other water.
You're so angry.
You can't think of this boils my piss because you're gonna sit there and tell me that you're gonna do the same water starter again, skipping one generation. You can't think of another reptile or fish or something. You did a gecko again? What are we doing? What are we doing? And the bird's a chicken again? I can't. I mean, like, bro, I'm like, yo, stop. Just stop. Like, it really, really bothers me because this is the biggest media franchise on planet Earth, and so somehow, some way, we're bankrupt of creativity.
But Dre,
well, how many fire dogs have there been?
All of them.
Yeah. When you've got Growlithe, you don't need any others.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, Jed, even coming from a normie side, Growlithe and Arcanine are still the GOATs. 30 years later, if you see Growlithe, like, well, this is my fire for the rest of the game. It's not even close. It's not even close. If you want to make an argument like, oh, Torchic might have been the greatest Firestar of all time because Blaziken had speed boost, I'm willing to hear that conversation. But outside of that, where are we stopping? Gen 3. It's 7 more generations after that. And everybody's like, yeah, I guess I'll fit in Delphox, or I guess I'll put in Emboar.
It's reluctant at best.
Yeah, it's like, I guess we'll keep them. But then we're in the exact same category. None of these make my penis hard. Not one. Zero of them.
They're all derivative.
I can't. I'm really having a real hard time wrapping my head around this garbage. I really, really am. It's like pick a different creature. Especially water. Look, I've been starting with water since 1998, and you're going to tell me you're going to keep giving me the same joint? You're crazy.
How many fish are in the sea?
Thank you. Give me an eel, or give me a water bird. No,
monkfish.
I did not have this much anger on my bingo card today.
I'm like, I get so frustrated because I'm like, I have dumped gajillions of dollars into this franchise. An unspeakable amount of money. I have pops down there that I have too much shame to even show anymore. I have dumped so much money into this franchise, and now they're gonna roll my panties down and have their way with me because yes, I am gonna buy a Switch.
Everybody's gonna buy this game. This is the game of that period in next year when it comes out.
I have to. Now I have to buy a Switch too because Pokemon has got me by the balls.
Well, you don't have to worry about it. It's not coming out till the first quarter next year. So
So I got time to save. But all the same, I've got no choice, and they know. This is the thing.
They know. Yeah.
They know. They know they don't have to be creative because they know they're going to drag my sorry ankles into the store and get it. They know. They know that their built-in fan base is the biggest. Wait for it on planet Earth.
At this point, left. Yeah, I mean, the only one that could compete with it are the Potterheads, but there's no new Potter merch.
There's no new Potter. There's no new Potter game every 4 years. You know,
Well, and the Fantastic Beasts did not succeed. Only the first one was really financially viable, so they're not willing to come out for just anything.
Yeah.
But the Pokemon fans, me included, I'm part of the problem. Like we had this conversation.
At least you can admit it. At least you can admit it.
I'm part of the problem. I got no shame. Because we like when Scarlet and Violet came out and had all the glitches and bugs and all the other issues and all that stuff, we discussed that. And what we do? We bought it. It was the highest selling Pokemon game since Jesus was here. So it's like it's over for us. And they know there's nothing that we can do. So, Jeremy, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking? What do you mean it's too soon? What do you mean it's too soon?
No, he's just talking about seeing the other evolutions to see if they get better. Or anything.
He wants to judge the second and third evolution.
No. Stand on your convictions. I know where this is going. We've seen this movie a generation ago. We're going to evolve these jokers, then put them in box 1 and never look at them again unless we want to whore it out to a Ditto to make a whole bunch of eggs and try to hunt for a shiny. Jeremy, tell the truth and shame the devil. You know what this is. That's what we're going to do.
I'm so glad.
Universally.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one that uses the Ditto for breeding.
Oh, everyone uses Ditto. They're the slut of the Pokemon kingdom.
It is.
That's about to become everybody's slave master.
Oh,
yeah. That's gonna get weird in that.
Let's talk about that for a hot second, Adam. Let's talk about that for a hot second.
Yeah.
First, I wasn't really paying attention because Fat Boy was, acting up. I was looked down, I look back up, and I see this farm game in front of me. I'm like, it's a farm game. And then they're like, use Ditto to go and upgrade your ability. Listen, wait, use Ditto.
We watched the trailer of that a couple of months ago on Ballbusters for the first time, and we realized, wait a minute, that Ditto is enslaving all these other Pokemon, and it's a little mutant Ditto. It's pretending to be a human. It's a nightmare.
It is nightmare fuel.
Those eyes are terrifying.
Yeah. That mess put the fear of Jesus in me. That junk was freaking crazy. I looked at the face. I was like, oh my God, it's Ditto. Oh my God, what's it?
I do like them experimenting though, and they're absolutely trying to capitalize off the Animal Farm crowd, the women out there, because that game sold so much, the New Horizons. So I can't blame them for experimenting with this. However, when it comes to Gen 10, the Winds and Waves, there are things that I like about it, but with ZA, I was really looking forward to the new battle system, and it was nerfed to hell. It wasn't as good as they promised. So with the trailer promising the underwater sections, that's what I was really latching onto in Waves. But do I trust them to actually deliver? Will it just be a couple areas for a couple seconds that they're marketing off of? So they experiment in the tiniest, nonsensical, skippable ways possible, at least over the last few years, with the exception of Arceus. Arceus, I think, was a bold step for them.
That's what I asked you guys during the ZA conversation when the Gen 10 game came out. What innovations were you hoping they would take, or would they stick to things? And I'll be interested to see once this drops next year how everybody feels about the gameplay and all that kind of stuff. And Dre, I'm going to assume you're going to go with Waves because you just said you're going to go water starter.
Yeah, I'll probably just go with Waves. And
I'm
hoping. I'm hoping that they put the battle tower back in. That's all I want. All I want is a battle tower. It was one of the greatest features of all time that was introduced in Gen 3 and then was taken out in Gen 9 for no explanation whatsoever. Just put it back in, man. Put the battle tower back in. It was great. It's a great feature. That's all old Dreezy wants is a battle tower. And let me spice this up. I want no gimmicks. I want no gimmicks.
No Dynamax, no Terra Crystal.
I don't want none of this crap. I don't want no Terras. I don't want no Gigantamax. I don't want no Megas.
Mega.
I don't want any of this crap. I don't want no X, Z moves, none of that crap. Just like, yo, my brain versus your brain. No gimmicks. Let's just have at it. That's all I'm asking for. No gimmicks and the battle tower. That's it. I don't think I'm asking for too much.
I don't know how to respond to this. I don't, because I don't know what you're talking about. But exactly. I will say this. It's gonna happen. The game's gonna happen. Y'all are gonna do dastardly things with it, and Nintendo's gonna rake in the money.
Oh, they're gonna make unspeakable amounts of money on my
this will likely be the next biggest selling Pokemon game of all time. Because it will.
Yeah, it's not debatable. It's inevitable. Yeah. It's like Pokemon is inevitable. And like I was thinking back to when Pokemon ruled the world, essentially back in like 99, 2000, whatever.
Dude, we were all into it. We were all into it. I had the original poster on my wall of all of them. My buddy gave me my buddy gave us a buddy of mine gave us all some keychains as gifts. I had a Bulbasaur keychain forever. Bulbasaur's hanging off my keychain for years. I got into the anime. I watched it all the way up through Gen 4, I think. Until I tapped out because I just couldn't take Let's Be Friends every week. I couldn't take it anymore. And I also couldn't take every time. I know it's obvious because of the new gen to sell cards, to sell merch, that Ash would just ditch all his good Pokemon and start from scratch again. I couldn't take that anymore. I just couldn't. So I reached my limit. And I wasn't playing the games, so I wasn't really that much of a hardcore. But I moved on. But you're absolutely right. There was a point in time, that late 90s, where everybody was into it. It didn't matter whether you were a weeb or you were just a gamer. Everybody was into it. And Nintendo found the secret sauce. And they're going to keep putting that on there to lure you all in every damn time. And it's just a fact. But you know what? At least you acknowledge it. You're not going to pretend otherwise. Yeah.
Like, I know I'm part of the problem.
Yeah.
I know I am. And there's just nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the anime just got weird. It got weird, and it's just the problem is also at some point they just started making the movies on the movie theater, but then just started releasing them straight to home video, and you lost track of what was canon and what wasn't because they'd erase their memories in one, and then have their memories not erased on others. What's going on here? So,
I
need continuity.
I stopped watching the anime for a bit because it kept moving onto channels that I didn't have at the time because we couldn't afford them. So I was like, well, I can't watch this anymore now because it's moved on to Sky or it's moved on to Channel 5. And I'm like, well, I can't watch it now because it's on channels that I don't have.
Anyway, so Pokemon will rule the world this time next year again. And at this point, I mean, Jeremy was telling me on Friday that everybody knows what the Gen 10 list looks like because that's just been leaked for a while. So
what will it take for Pokemon not to be a god anymore?
It's too late, Jed. We're in too deep. The only way
there's no going back.
It's straight line into the vein. There's no. It's there. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna happen forever.
I don't know, Jed. I really don't have an answer. They came up with maybe the greatest idea in the history of humankind, and we just can't. It's been decades. It's been 3 decades.
Here's the question I always ask: if we lived in a world where you could grab some Pokeballs and go capture enslave these little monsters, and go around the world using them for combat to make money, we'd all be fucking out there doing it.
Yeah, we'd be there
probably.
We'd all be out there. We'd be roving.
I've been getting all the water types because I live quite next to the 30-minute walk to the ocean. So
no, it's not the real world. It's their world. It's not planet Earth.
No,
it's their
hold on, Adam. Hold on. Wait, Dragon Lady's cooking for a second. She's actually cooking. No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because let's say if our world was the reflection,
you want to say
right?
our world.
Our world was the reflection, right? And now we have different regions around our world that have different type of Pokemon in it. Can you imagine the economy booming because the amount of travel that everyone's doing? The commerce is going to be expanding because I can only
slave trade.
Oh, there will be slavery. Oh, without question. And I will be the headmaster. I will be doing unspeakable evils. There will definitely be me, Captain Durag, whipping somebody to go and get
what's more realistic, Pokemon or Power World being true if Pokemon suddenly showed up in our world?
I think Pokemon, because it's still more of an animal element. Power World kind of got like.
I just mean the enslaving aspect of it, the violent aspect of it. The slight more maturity, heinous action aspect of it.
It's not Pokemon Go. We're talking actual. If we could capture little bastards.
No, like as in our real world. Yeah. And if Pokemon somehow existed, the worlds collided, and now I can look outside and see Caterpie and Weedle, and then some genius.
We'd all be trainers. We'd all be trainers. There's without doubt. I mean, because it would be, it would be the way to go. We'd all do it. No question.
Without question. We will all be capturing them, and we will all be fighting each other in the streets. I will be a grown man walking up on some 8-year-old that caught his Caterpie. I'm like, my Caterpie wants to battle. Well, I'm about to eat your Caterpie, punk. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to take your money. I'm going to take your money. After I'm done whooping your tail, I'm going to take your money. I'm going to run them pockets. I'm going to run them pockets. Because, like, I'm going to hold that kid upside down. Give him coin.
You don't understand. He's going to turn his hat around. He's going to be like, I'm going to battle you.
I'm like, kid, you better bring an army.
Okay. The king is here. Okay.
Hi.
Why'd
you send him a link?
Because we were talking Pokemon, and I didn't know he wasn't home when I sent the link.
I was like 5 minutes away, and then I had to fight to get my PC on.
All right. Well, I want to give you a chance to defend yourself before we let you into the conversation of real world Pokemon training. So defend your stances to Dre.
Okay, please. My stances right now with the current wind and waves is that it's just too early to judge anything, period. I am not looking forward to the game because I've been following the leaks. They are removing gyms again and going back to kind of like a sun and moon. You have to battle Titans and all this and all that craziness there. So I'm not looking forward to it. This is not the generation that I'm going to be like, oh, yay, it's greatest. There is some cool things like the underwater segment. If you follow the leaks, you'll actually be controlling like a Finneon perusing around that segment while you're on like a skateboard or a scooter. Same thing within cities. You can control a Charizard while you are on a skateboard or scooter. But with the starters, there's some good starters, but it's mainly Gen 4 was like the last good starters.
I agree.
Generation 4 was the last of the good starters with Infernape, Empoleon, and Torterra. Since then, there's been like one or two.
Maybe.
So that's
like you can cherry pick from the. Just think about that. From last, let's not count Gen 10 for the sake of simplicity. So last gens, let's say 5 through 9, you'll cherry pick. So let's just say Gen 8, let's say we pick out Rillaboom. I think he would be the most.
Rillaboom. Inteleon is okay-ish, but really the fire starter, it looks horrible. Gameplay wise, it's good because it has Libero.
It has a competitive because it has Libero. So yes, so Libero is a great ability, but that Joan is look, you have 3 starters there and 2 of them are squishy. That's wild. That's wild. Who come up with that? I'm gonna have 2 squishy Pokemon. One max attack, max speed. The other one special attack and speed. Mm-hmm. What? You can't take both glass cannons. Like why would you do that? You see what I'm saying, Dermy? Like when you take even in totalitarianism, in totality, when you take, let's say, Gen 1, they all have their strengths and weaknesses, but at the same time, they're still very, very balanced, and you can still plan accordingly.
Venusaur became better via Gen 6.
Yes.
Because Poison type actually became a whole lot more viable.
Yes, absolutely. 110% correct. Gen 2 was a laughing stock for many years because they're all single typings, but their stats are really, really good and still really, really balanced. Outside of Meganium, Meganium is a wall, but is not usable.
We can genocide Meganium even with its mega. It deserves to be genocided.
100%. 100%. But Gen 3 was a return to form. Gen 3 maybe GOAT status because
Gen 4.
Really? You think Gen 4 is better than Gen 3?
They're two of like my top tier where
Okay.
I'm constantly judging, but I put Gen 4 a little bit ahead because you also had Cynthia, who was legitimately the hardest like champion and still one of the hardest champions to beat.
Sure.
You have an excellent Elite Four, an excellent cast of gym leaders, all of which were extremely difficult after a certain period of time. Gen 4's story was also delving into the depths of the mythos of the Pokemon universe and stuff like that. So I think Gen 4 was the last great generation.
Okay, that's fair. And I can accept that explanation for sure. Like me personally, I think Gen 2 is my favorite generation as far as the game is concerned. Gold, Silver, Crystal. I think that's my favorite game. But as far as story-driven narratives, yes, I'll agree with you, Darren. I would definitely agree with you when it comes to.
Plus, the Pokemon in Gen 4 were fucking fantastic.
Yes.
Garchomp is still a
Garchomp is GOAT status, and and I still think that those start still very good. So Gen 4 is still very, very good, but it was what's the word? Stark decline. After that, because they knew that they had us all by the balls and didn't have to try anymore.
One of the last times they tried was Gen 5, where they wanted to do the soft reboot, but I don't like talking about Gen 5. Black and White 2 weren't that good.
No, that was
like to suck them off, but they weren't that good.
And not to mention that, like, what the added Pokemon there weren't any good. Who wants to use Sock and Throw, Dermy?
No.
Who wants to use Sock and Throw? No one.
You use Garbodor because of its poison, and then Amoonguss because it has good healing and stuff like that. Other than that, Gen 5 didn't really have a whole lot of good Pokemon.
Nothing.
As you move forward, even with the latest generation, Generation 9, there's not a whole lot of like big mainstays. There's some decent here or there, but for the most part, the only Pokemon I'm going to keep using from Gen 9 is the Firestarter's Final Form, and that's just because it has a overpowered ability to constantly raise its special attack stack over and over and over again. Add on throat spray, it becomes just a beast. It becomes a broken Pokemon.
100%, it's broken. Yeah,
you like that throat spray?
Yeah. Increase its special attack when it uses voice attacks, and its main attack is a voice-based attack that also raises its special attack. Let's go.
And it
Keep
has really
stacking
good,
that.
And it has really good defenses. And I saw what you did there, Jed. I saw what you did there.
I'm gonna ratchet this back now because I've let it go on too long. Anyway, and then I will simply ask this, Jeremy, because Jeremy's not required to stay here. I only gave him the link so he could play this game.
Listen, I'm gonna defend that doggo because
you defend the doggo.
Yeah, I'm gonna defend the doggo.
You get to walk around, pick up its poop.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. But Jeremy, if we had real world, we all had the chance to capture and enslave Pokemon, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 100% running some dogfighting rings.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not lying.
Jeremy Vick.
I'm going to be a gym leader. I am going to be running dog fights. I'm going to be running animal abuse. Are you fucking kidding me?
All right, so I'm here thinking I'm going to go out and have adventures. I'm going to earn money in combat and go competitions. Dre's going to be jacking kids on the street.
I will be jacking kids on the street.
And Dermy's going to run a dog fighting Pokemon dog fighting ring.
Hey, gym leaders, Elite Four members, all those people, what do? Dog fights. Dre, am I wrong?
But it's sanctioned. You're going to do it illegally.
No, I'm going to do it sanctioned. I'm going to get to the point that I can do it sanctioned, and I'm going to run my dog fights.
Oh, wow.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
I'm
the only one that had pure thoughts
I'm going to turn
here.
to a life of crime because
I'm with you, Adam.
You're with
I
me?
train
Okay.
up a good team and try to be a competitive player that could travel around.
Yeah. I'm thinking about I'm going to go out and do the real thing. I'm going to go to competitions. I'm going to hunt them down. I'm going to collect a nice little stable of Pokemon that fit my personality and fight and combat style. And we got people returning to lives of crime and starting up fresh lives of crime.
And that's what I'm saying. Like all those there is a class of trainer called young trainer, which is always some darn near infant that shouldn't be out in the streets. He's like, I'm gonna
them 6-year-olds.
That 6-year-old, I'm gonna see him in the streets. I'm like, what you got, boy? I got a Rat-a-tat. I bet. All right, I got my Machamp. beat your rat head to death.
You
Then
know,
I'll hold you upside down. And
I
take your
respect
skull.
it. What he's saying there, I respect. It's
You know why? Because we all in red and blue, we all did that shit. Here's the kid with the rat-a-tat. We're gonna beat you up over and over again for your money.
Give me your money,
candy,
child.
Give me your money. Give me your
money.
candy. My Pokemon needs XP level instant.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
oh
gonna
my
go do
God, I
that here in a
lost.
little
Yeah,
bit.
go tell your mama. Go tell your mom. Bring your daddy out here too. I'm gonna go right on his plate.
And then go tell your mama I'll visit when I'm done.
Yeah.
All these plans of what to do with Pokemon in the real world are still better than Detective Pikachu, the movie, though.
That.
That's the
I
reason
never
why I
watched
didn't-
it.
You want to become Mewtwo? Wouldn't you want to do that for some
There's
reason?
a
I
reason why
wouldn't
didn't
want to
watch
be
it.
Mewtwo.
Bill Nighy was tripping in that movie though. That was
Listen,
funny. He was having a good time.
And we're not even opening the door of the sketchy shit that will go on. I mean, this the criminal stuff. There's this. I pity the EV sex trafficking ring.
Oh my God.
Wait, but that
Orion.
I feel called out.
Pity any
I've been the
fucking.
one-
Go ahead.
I've been
You
the one
shouldn't
getting-
feel called out, Dragon Lady. He's not talking about people who like Eevee. He's talking about people who want to
He's
fuck
talking about
Eevee.
people like Cloud.
I said sex trafficking ring because there's a lot of
Dragon
creepy
Lady's
weirdos.
immediately like, hey.
I want an easy.
This went so
Listen.
dark so quickly.
But we're in the real world and you fucking know it. There are a lot of weirdos and
See,
EVs
Adam,
out there.
Yeah,
There's a lot of Pokemon that
This is
people
why I'm
already
talking.
want to fuck.
Somehow, somewhere, you got into sex trafficking of EVs and Lopunnies. Without question, Lopunny is going to be
God of War.
sold into sex slavery. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really, really bad. I'm going to have to call the police. Hurry with you.
Pity any Pokemon Cloud gets its hands on.
Oh.
But before I go,
You know what would be funny though? To watch what
I
is it?
don't want to watch Cloud. Fucking
No, not
Pokemon.
Cloud. No. What's the one Melee James has issues with?
Gengar.
Yeah, we'd watch torture porn of Gengar and Melee James.
Oh
No, we would. Why? Why did you? What the fuck?
It'd be out there.
Legatus is right. This is suddenly ball busters.
It got weird.
Yes.
It got weird.
I'm gonna go.
And it's all
leave
Adam's
and
fault.
play.
I had to find some humor in this for myself.
I'm gonna go leave and continue with being one of the big
right.
problems with Pokemon because I bought both Leaf Green and Fire Red for my Switches.
Yeah, he's gonna go play with himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play with
Go
myself.
play with yourself. Bye, Dermy.
Yeah. Bye.
Make sure the
Please,
webcam's
Dermy.
off.
Yeah. Okay. That went on longer and weirder than I thought it would. Well,
Sorry.
anyway, and I regret nothing. I regret nothing. We're here to entertain. We're here to be fun. Anyway, all right. Moving on. Pokemon discussion over. We'll return to this in 20. Well, actually, we'll return to later this year because Dermy's going to play Pokepia, and we're going to make fun of him while he does that.
Boy.
You
But
gonna play that, Dre?
No, I'm not. I would not get one red cent of my money. No. God, no.
anyway, so next story. Back to a little more reality based, or at least not involving small enslaved animals. We have been following.
transition.
Yeah, I do my best. We have been following the ever expanding cast of God of War live action, and we've had plenty of commentary. Most of us, we're kind of in agreement that there's some good ones, some miscasts, and it's almost seems to be rounded out with the announcement. The week started with the announcement that Francis from Deadpool, aka Ed Screen, I just call him Francis from Deadpool, he will be Baldur. Most people say okay. I don't know. I don't have a problem with Ed Screen, but after Rebel Moon,
I think he can pull it off. I think he can do it.
Mhm.
It really just depends on if he's able to get that bratty side. I've never really seen him as a bratty character. If he can do that, the physicality is not going to be that hard for him because Baldur's still fit, but he's a lot smaller than Kratos.
He's lean. He's lean. Yeah.
So I think as long as he leans himself up a little bit and leans into the bratty, it should be fine.
And I feel like they only cast him because he already played Francis from Deadpool, who felt no pain, and Baldur feels no pain.
They have some similarities, yeah.
I kind of feel like that's why he was in the running for it, and that's why he got it. But so that was this, and not much to say about it. It's just okay. Ed Screen, he's a legitimate actor. He's done a lot of genre. Okay, fine. But here's the thing: Jed sent me this a couple days ago, and I just thought, what is going on here? From the God of War account on X, this father son, behold your first look at Kratos and Atreus in the God of War series now in production. for Prime Video. The journey to the highest peak begins. Okay, we can actually impart a lot from this statement here. One,
especially that last sentence,
that last line. Jed, we were wondering, what are they doing with this cast? It doesn't feel like they're going to follow the story. Jed, what does that last line tell us?
Well, the entire point of God of War 2018 was to take the ashes of Kratos' second wife, Faye, the mother of Atreus, to where she wanted her ashes scattered on the highest peak in all the realms. They eventually figure out that that's in Jotunheim, so they need to find their way to Jotunheim. And that's what the game's all about, is just trying to get through while all these obstacles come in your way, and you realize that you're interconnected with this Norse realm way more than you thought you were. So the fact that they're mentioning the highest peak means they are adapting at least parts of 2018. But that still makes the massive question mark of, why is Odin in this? Why is Thor in this? Why is Sif in this? Just all these, Heimdall, all these additional castings, which shouldn't come in until after the reveals of the highest peak. Because you don't want Odin in there until you get that reveal of the highest peak that you get right there at the end of the game. I don't want to spoil it unless you want to, but it's kind of good. That's the whole thing with the show, is there's kind of good aspects of it, and there will be people out there saying, well, all the cast is white, so victory. Oh, the costume looks close, even though it looks cheap as hell. Victory. I think we're kind of desensitized might be the wrong word, but we've been so beaten with these adaptations that something that even faintly resembles the source material is praised as hope for the future. Old video game adaptations that sucked still sometimes looked like the game. As much as the Prince of Persia game the movie is terrible, it still has a lot of the same aesthetic feel. And that's what we got from back in the day. So this might be, I think, a classic bad video game adaptation. Not a Wheel of Prime type one or some other more recent examples.
Middling.
Witcher.
I feel like this might be to be middling.
It's so middling.
It feels like it's gonna just be slapdash. It feels like they're not gonna take it seriously enough, even though
feels like a cash grab.
Maybe, I don't know. And here's the biggest problem. Dre, you look at this picture. What does this picture look like to you?
Okay, so I can look at this from a individual who's not a fan of the PS4 to PS5 versions of the of God of War.
The Norse saga.
Yeah, the Norse saga. I'm not really a fan of it.
That's fair.
I like the design of Kratos. I think it's, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's done very well. But as far as Atreus is concerned, I have questions.
I said this last week when we talked about this kid. I don't know this kid from anything. I know he's done a few stuff. He seems way too small, and I use this word not as to really be derogatory, but he seems too infantile.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, he looks like he's 3 years old.
Alcohol syndrome.
Yeah. So I look. I don't know if this young actor has a condition or if he's actually like 3 years old. I really don't know.
He's 10. He's 10 years old.
Yeah, he might have the Gary Coleman thing going on.
And that's a problem here because Atreus is 10 years old, 10, 11 years old in 2018, but he's a lanky kid. He's not a diminutive child, and he's athletic.
Yeah.
And then when you have a time skip, he's a 15-year-old adolescent that is growing and
who's a legitimate fighter.
Yeah, could fight on his own. I understand casting someone that could grow into a role, but at 10 years old, this kid has looked the same from what I can tell looking at his filmography. He's looked the same for years. This kid is not going to grow. I don't know what they were looking for when they were doing a casting call, but I said it before, no shade thrown at this kid about his talent or anything like that, because I don't know his talent from a hole in the head, but his look was wrong. And I don't think it's going to work. And this pick itself also, is this real or AI generated?
There's so many red flags with it. Just the quality of the leather. Kratos doesn't look white enough with the ashes of his family. It looks like he's just me out in the woods. He's normal ass white. And yeah, I don't think it's AI generated. Some people are looking at Atreus's left pinky. It's weirdly long, so there are some red flags.
Yeah, the hand don't look right. The hand looks bigger than it should. Maybe it's a perspective problem. I don't know. The arrow doesn't look like.
Do you know what the actor playing Kratos came out and said about this photo?
No, I do not.
So yeah, he released the day that this came out, and there was all the people freaking out about it. He released on Instagram, "Don't believe everything you say on the internet, folks." Without context, he just dropped that, which doesn't make sense. It's the official.
It's an official account. It's not like somebody. It's not like it's not the tons of Avengers Doomsday shit that we see that we know is fake. They throw out there. This is an official Amazon account.
So. Based on that, I assume one of two things: that this was AI generated, like you said, for promotional material to get people excited, or this was a screen test
or a storyboard.
This is them
image.
on a. It's just them in the initial costumes, just to get some ideas for the next stages. This, I don't think, is a still from actual production.
Yeah,
These might
I
not
don't
be the
think it
final
is.
costumes.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, we got to slap something together. Let's order a Kratos costume off the internet, because that looks so cheap. There are cosplayers who look so much better than this, and his ratty ass beard.
Yeah,
his bald cap doesn't fit.
Ryan Hurst, he needs to hit the gym if he's going to be Kratos. I mean, you take on this role, you're taking on a guy who's a god killer.
Yeah, that's true. And
I mean,
that
looks like a bit of a belly there. It's a bit of a belly there.
I mean, yeah, you're correct. Yeah, Kratos is
For a normal actor, that would be fine, but this
Not
is
a problem.
Kratos. We're expecting top tier physicality for Kratos.
Yeah,
that's correct.
And
yeah,
that is correct.
There are actually some great photoshops done that I like to show you guys. This one is just extraordinary. So this is just a comparison real quick, starting out with what. So this is what we got.
Oh,
right?
I see the one you wrote down there. Yeah. So I know I've seen this one. Yeah.
This is just infinitely better. Taking out the snow aspect of it is fine, but the ball cap, the beard, the muscles, that's still Ryan Hurst's face. If this had been the image released, I think people would be a lot more happy, because Atreus, no one really likes Atreus as a character. So if he's a little off, I think people would forgive it. I think the enduring criticism is the way that Kratos looks wrong, and then you pile on everything with Atreus as well. If Kratos looked like this, I think this image would be heralded and people would be excited.
But then we would say, yeah, this is definitely a storyboard fake image, because it wouldn't be. You could tell it's not real. And I just think this is another red flag on this show right now, man. It's just another red flag that I don't trust this show to be anything more than middling. I don't think we're going to get an all-time.
I can't tell if he's got his scar, because they added in the Sword of Olympus scar from God of War 3.
I see a scar in there on the original one. I'm looking at the one I'm looking at. Here, I'll bring mine back up. Let me bring mine back up, because I think mine is clear.
It's pathetic if it is.
So I see the scar right here. I see it.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the one in his stomach from when he impaled himself with the Sword of Olympus.
Right there? I mean that right there?
That might be it. That scar is very important to his story, and that's another reason why you need the Greek stuff to understand why that scar is there and why it's so important. He tried to end his life after seeing the destruction he'd caused. He destroyed all of Greece, and it fucked with his mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of red flags on this.
Yeah, like Jed, we said before, you're making a lot of sense, but this is what's newer. So therefore, it's since it's newer, it's better. So it's we're already, this series already has both its hands tied behind his back, and it got some chains around his ankles. Like the chances of this joint satisfying the fan base is slim to none. Slim to none.
It would have been such. I go back to the example of when the Halo series came out. You had a roadmap, a very simple roadmap, with Halo as the first example. All you had to do was drop Master Chief and Cortana on the ring, and it's them against the world for 5 or 6 episodes. That's all you had to do, and you would have had the first game. Based on the first game, you would have had a knockout of the park, everybody happy win. This one, the roadmap was there. first game, God of War, Kratos against Ares, and all that went with it, ending with a giant battle of two titans. That's all you had to do. Very simple. People would have been happy. Could only we had to be 4 or 5 episodes long for a season. Satisfy everybody. Go one at a time. Don't try to hit everything. Just you know what? Let's get the first season out. Let's see if we can satisfy the hardcore base, those who are rabid fans. All you
There's no masculine TV out there right now, so having an accurate God of War 1 Greek saga would have brought in a lot of interest because people do want masculinity in, and he is very masculine in those Greek games. Just kind of mindless button mashing action, and you could have had a massive hit on your hands. Build up to the Norse. Don't just jump there. Can you imagine just God of War 1?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be hard. It's a centralized story. Everything takes place in Athens. You go a little bit outside of Athens when you go deal with Kronos, but it's a very, you don't have to go, you don't need to go a lot of places. It's a very focused story.
And you don't even need to worry about casting that much because a lot of the people you interact with are extras or CGI like Kronos.
Yeah.
Just focus on Kratos.
You need Kratos and Ares because Athena is a voice. She's a voice.
You don't really get a whole lot of Athena.
You don't see Athena till later. So there is no, you could have saved money on cast. Because now with this show, this is a bloated cast right now. And some of those people on there are not cheap. A couple of them are not cheap.
Mandy
Patinkin's not cheap. He's not cheap. Probably the most expensive hire on the list there.
Just so unnecessary.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's unnecessary. And Dre's right. It's recency bias. It's thing that just happened. Not realizing that you have to cover the thing that came before the thing just happened to make the thing just happen work. I said that quickly, but you got what I'm saying. Red flags. If they're in production now, we're probably getting this next year. We're getting this
probably
next
end
year.
of next year, yeah.
Probably
more than likely, yeah.
More. I bet they're going to drop this in the summer next year. That's my bet. Get a summer, and we'll be there. This is an easy cover for us, man. Easy review, easy panel discussion. We'll be there for that.
Oh, I'm gonna stream God of War 2018 in the lead up to it.
That's smart play. Smart play. I won't, but I can't.
You've already done it. I haven't done it yet.
I've done it, and my hands. I can. The pain, the phantom pain, is still there on my thumbs. That cheaty Valkyrie Queen bitch. Anyway, all right. So there it is. Red flags. We'll see. I have concerns. I'd like to be wrong. It's one of those times we're ready to be proven wrong, but I cannot ignore what's put in front of me. I just cannot. All right. Before we get to the really big one, let's get the other mid-sized one out of the way. Okay. As I said in January, you can quote me on this because we have receipts. I said that Disney Marvel, they would need to constantly push Doomsday for 11 months.
That's correct.
Because this thing has what everybody knows, it's a $700 million production price tag. Whatever they do for marketing, it'll be at least $200 million. So we're going to round up. We're looking at $1 billion production marketing combined movie here, which means $2 billion break even.
That is correct.
It's another Avatar 3 situation.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So they need to keep everybody interested for a year. This is a December 18th premiere.
That's correct.
They're going to bank on a Christmas holiday. Everybody's going to go watch it. They're going to bank on that.
Mm-hmm.
They need to keep everybody involved. January. What do we get in January? We got those weird trailers, and I put that in quotes because the Russo brothers came out and said, these aren't really trailers. These are stories that are happening right now in the universe, everybody. These are happening.
Pretentious crap.
Yeah, it's pretentious.
That's what they said. That's what the Russo brothers said. I'm not making this up.
No, I know.
And But Jed, everybody paid attention to those so-called trailers, right? It garnered attention.
There was some curiosity, especially the reveal that Chris Evans was indeed coming back, despite what he'd said, and Chris Hemsworth as well. We weren't really sure if they were coming back. We were thinking Hemsworth, but we weren't sure. So the casting announcement, I think, is what made the buzz, not the trailers themselves, because the trailers don't offer anything of substance. The X-Men one, how many people talked about that? I think that one disappeared quicker than
Nobody
the
was paying
Captain America
attention
one.
anymore. Nobody's paying attention anymore by that. They weren't.
Well,
I
and there were
going to
be more. Weren't there going to be a Fantastic Four one as well?
I only thought
Same type of tease.
4. I only thought there were going to be 4.
I thought there was a Fantastic Four one that had been rumored, but
I don't know.
Yeah, does anybody rewatch them?
No,
I think it was just Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans are back. That's what people were reacting to, and that's what made the buzz.
It did something. It got talking, and they did what I said they need to do. They got people talking, good or bad. People were talking. Dre, what happened in February?
Black History Month.
Besides Black History Month.
They released Black Panther 2 for free.
No. I mean for
No, I know.
Doomsday. For Doomsday. Did anything happen for Doomsday that you
Oh
can
no,
recall?
not at all. Not
They
one.
skipped
drop.
the Super Bowl.
Yes, it did. They skipped the Super Bowl. They sure did.
Yeah.
They skipped the Super Bowl.
And we said, if you're going to do something, you got to do something. It'll catch everybody's attention, good or bad. You got to keep it alive in the news. They skipped it. Flat skipped it. So,
well, Brand New Day skipped it too. That one's really shocking considering how close it is to releasing. We've only got 4 more months.
But Spider-Man doesn't need promotion. He's Spider-Man. Spider-Man will get the attention. Now, Brand New Day, that's a different conversation. We'll probably have that when we get closer. Just quick aside on that. Movie's going to make a buttload of money, but I think it's going to be received poorly because I think that story is going to be a god-awful mess of a story. I think it's another bloated cast. They don't know what they're doing. And
they had a perfect opportunity with the reset after No Way Home just to focus on Peter. For the first time in Tom Holland's Spider-Man career, just focus on him.
MCU characters dumped in there. They can't help themselves. They can't help. So, but now back to this. So, February. No Doomsday news until the last couple days of this month, and this was not good news. I wouldn't say this is so much news that we really want to talk about, but more a sign, I think, of what's to come. A sign that this movie's not going to make $2 billion because we got the notice now that Doomsday will be shut out of IMAX releases in favor of Denny Dune 3. Now, I will speak on that in a moment, but what does this tell you?
Ouch.
Only thing this tells me, well, a couple things. The way they've treated the build-up, and I use that term build-up very loosely, the build-up for this film is, I think they understand that it's, everybody knows it's over. I think that's fair. But I think they're at the point where they're at the point of acceptance. They've gone through all the different signs of grief, and they're at the end. And I think they're at the point of acceptance because if you don't air something at the Super Bowl, and this is definitely the Hail Mary attempt to revive your entire franchise, you're punting the football. And now being shown at IMAX, which, as far as I'm concerned, that would be the screens in which you want this film to be on. It's supposed to be your big major event. And I don't think there'll be any competition in December of this year. And you don't want to even push for IMAX. You're punting the football. Oh, I'm sorry, Jed, please.
Well, just real quick, with this announcement, they did confirm that IMAX releases will be a thing internationally. So Disney didn't just say, we're not going to bother with an IMAX. I think this is more showing that IMAX, the company, and the theaters themselves aren't confident in it either. Okay. So I 100% agree with the Super Bowl thing. Disney this is them throwing in the towel and just like, all right, fine, let it happen the way it happens. But at the same time, I think this news is more about theaters for the first time not being confident in a Marvel release.
That's fair. I agree with that as well, Jed. Thank you. Thank you for the insight.
That's a good
agree
point.
With that. Yeah, I agree with that 110% because theaters are dying left and right. And why would you gamble on this at this point? The MCU is a dead brand, and they killed it. They worked hard to kill their brand, and they've succeeded. and now it's not even viable in
Yeah.
theaters, which makes a lot of sense. Jed, I didn't even think about it that way. But you're 100% correct. This is no longer a viable franchise. Spider-Man is going to make a butt ton of money, but I bet it also cost, I don't know, 1/8 of what this film is
And
going to
Disney
cost.
makes no money on this because it's
Yep,
a
Sony.
Sony picture. If whatever money is made on this, it goes into Sony's pocket. Disney gets a pittance, and doesn't get to do it. And here, the interesting thing here is this: now, what in the West here, as Jed wisely pointed out, I didn't know that point. Thank you. That it's an American thing. It's an American problem. That it's getting punted for Denis Villeneuve Dune Part 3, which I hate to tell everybody, is going to be shit.
Oh God, it's gonna
It's
suck.
going to be complete and total garbage because
but it'll be pretty, Adam, so they'll love it.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. The story is already screwed 6 ways from 7 Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
Because
7 Sundays.
they screwed up the ending. They screwed every little important part of the conclusion to the original Dune book. Denis Villeneuve screwed it up. He screwed it up. You got constipation face Zendaya running off to the desert, all angry, when she's supposed to be full support of her husband, or husband because she's a concubine, marrying Irulan. Paul doesn't kill the Baron. Alia does. Oh, but no, Alia wasn't even born yet. Oh, she's a voice in Jessica's mind. Oh, we'll get an image of her in a dream. No! Alia is pre-born. She is the thing that she's an abomination waiting to happen. And she is the one that kills the Baron Harkonnen, her grandfather, by staying. Meet the Atreides Gom Jabbar grandfather. She kills him. She is a born killer. And that is an important thing in Alia's story to start her off again. And you left it all out. You cocked it up, and immediately at the end, you start the jihad right away at the end of the movie. No, it doesn't. Nobody's getting on ships at the end of the movie and going off to conquer the goddamn galaxy. That's not how it worked. It went on for 10 years. It didn't just happen immediately.
Strategically, that's moronic just to run half-cocked into battle. And I fully predict, like you're talking about, Ollie was being set up as a welcome thing in Dune Part 2. It's like, she's going to save us. It was a blessed thing. I think she's going to be the hero of the third one. They're going to do the
But she can't be.
The villain arc a little bit in their own horrible way.
I mean,
and
here's
then
the problem.
Going to save the day.
And here's the problem. It's not, and Dragley, it's not called Dune Messiah. They're calling it Part 3 because they're jamming Messiah and Children of Dune into 1 2-hour movie. So Denis Villeneuve decided to split Dune 1 into 2 movies because it's a large book, but now he's going to take 2 other books and cram them into 1 movie. I don't care if there's right.
Q's going to be important in it.
They're bringing back Jason Momoa. It doesn't matter. Yeah, congratulations. You realize you got to bring Duncan Idaho back. Good job, because he has come back. But it's so going to be a mess. And Alia has not been set up at all properly because she needs to be going from a 16-year-old in Messiah who has the world put on her shoulders after Paul abandons everybody because he gives into his own weaknesses again. And then she turns into an abomination and a villain, possessed by the ghost of her grandfather, the Baron, nearly destroying the Empire. That her nephew, later II, the eventual God Emperor, must then put everybody on the golden path, which Paul was too afraid to do because he was locked into the cycle of the loop. None of this has been set up. So Dune Messiah, Dune Part 3, Children of Messiah, Dune, it's going to be a disaster. And this is the movie that they think is good, that they put more faith in over Avengers Doomsday, which, yeah, Doomsday may be a giant pile of shit, but at least it has goddamn name recognition. And let's be honest, the Dune movies, they're not giant money makers because people have been lied to. Dune is not a high-paced action thriller sci-fi saga. It's a slow burn, very methodical, world-building, thinking man's IP. There's no action. None. Very little. So this is a very strange situation that we have here.
Adam, I'm glad you got that off your chest, friend. I'm so glad you got that out your system.
It's gonna get worse.
God help us.
The second Dune only made 700 million, so it made a profit, but it's not some juggernaut. It's not going to replace the heights that the MCU was.
Yeah.
The first one only made 400 million, but then, COVID.
The first one, you can't judge the first one because of the way they did that.
Yeah.
The day and day
the
release.
Dual release. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't do that. That was weird. But the second one had enough hype behind it. And it made profit, but that's because yes, the end of Dune, the real Dune book, yes, jam-packed with action. But going forward, I mean, Dune Messiah is essentially the Godfather. That's what Dune Messiah is. It's the Godfather. And that's how it plays out. The whole end of it is essentially they Corleone everybody at the end of it. It's very cool, but it's not riveting for normies. Hans Zimmer can soundtrack score this thing up all the much he wants. It's not going to make it high octane because it's not. Dune Messiah is high octane, and Children of Dune has high octane moments, but it's still mostly talking, politicking, wordplay, scheming.
They're going to change all of that.
They have
It's
to.
not going to resemble the books in any way.
And that's why it's going to fail.
I think Denny is an overrated director.
I agree.
He can barely speak English, to be honest. He makes very pretty movies. He's an excellent cinematographer, excellent director. I won't take that away from him. His movies are gorgeous, but he needs someone else to write his scripts for him. He's a lot like Zack Snyder. They can make beautiful films when someone else is writing the script. They can make something great.
So this is weird. And now, and how to separate this, just to bring this around here, with the looming, and I'll say it, failure of Doomsday, because it's going to be $1 billion flop. It will be $1 billion flop, very simply put. They're wondering, is Josh D'Amaro going to save the day? Can he save all these things? No.
I have more faith in the next Xbox CEO.
Oh, you mean AI executive who basically fakes her gamer profile?
Mm-hmm. I have much more faith in her turning Xbox around than Disney getting turned around.
So, I mean, right now, here it is. And I listen, Bob Iger could have stayed as long as he wanted. Is that fair to say? He didn't have to leave.
He has complete control. He's got too much blackmail on everyone.
Yeah. And
just like Kathleen Kennedy.
I'll give Hollywood Reporter some props for this piece of artwork here, where you got Eisner, Iger, beheaded Chapek because he was put out there to be beheaded, and here comes scruffy Iger to save the day, and here's D'Amaro. This is what it is. These are statues in a graveyard, and I'm giving him props for this piece of art. I don't know. I didn't fully read the article. I only skimmed it, but this guy, Josh D'Amaro. And also, I read a piece earlier yesterday. He's giving his other half, the chick, what's her name? I forget her name. She has full autonomy. She doesn't have to answer to him. So, as she takes care of all the personnel stuff, the business side, she could do whatever she wants. Because they did split the baby again. Just like Warner Brothers split the baby with DC Studios. They split the baby.
That turned out really well.
Oh, we're going to get back to that. Don't worry. We're going to get into that today. So here we go. So just quick on this one. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Bob Iger literally has set this dining table yet again that another person is going to have to eat at and suffer the food poison. Is that right? Is that fair to say? Because
sounds right.
All these things.
He got away with it last time.
He's going to get away with it again. So this is, your thoughts, your quick thoughts here. Josh D'Amaro, he's going to be an epic failure. There's no way he gets out of this.
He's got no choice. He's just being set up again and again and again. The only way this thing turns around is if he is like the most based person on planet Earth, and we just didn't know. And he just like, hey, we're gonna focus on making gajillions. Screw everybody else and screw the past. Let's just focus on making good content. Now, once again, what I just said is an absolute fallacy because there's no way that's going to happen. So
Let
him
the past
taking over
die,
for
kill it
Bob,
if you have to.
yeah, pretty much. Hey, yeah. Oh man, why'd you quote that? Wow, wow.
Actually applicable here.
It
though.
actually applies. Wow,
Yeah.
that's deep. Adam's very excited to hear that quote. That's
Oh yeah,
yeah, he's
thrilled.
fired up. He's revved
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But it's an unfortunate thing, and like the only way I can actually see this now. Do I think Bob Iger is leaving on his own accord? The part of me wants to say no. Part of me wants to be like, hey, the money people finally have had enough, and is putting weapons to people's necks, and it's like, all right, enough is enough. Daddy wants his Maserati, and Daddy hasn't got his Maserati in many years. Where my strippers are not doing cocaine in my home anymore because I don't have stripper cocaine money. We have ourselves a problem, and it's either you go or my money goes. And I think it's like they're actually having to force people out. And I think the same thing with Kathleen Kennedy. Yes, I believe she left her own accord and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But part of my brain also feels that I think she got an angry push towards the exit when somebody was talking about their cocaine strippers. It has to be. It has to be because there's no other thing would force anybody out, especially people with these type of egos. So the only thing I can assume is that there's somebody with some serious Arab money, or got some cocaine strippers, or some type of a big money that they have not been able to get recouped because they've lost all their money on several occasions. So maybe this guy is a money guy. Maybe
He's a bean counter. No, he's a bean counter.
Yeah,
he's not a creative guy. He's a bean counter.
Yes.
I mean he was, but he's not a good bean counter because he was behind the Star Wars hotel.
Oh,
wasn't he Chapek's replacement when Chapek moved up?
Yeah,
is that really his fault? Adam, is that really his fault? I think he had a right idea.
If he managed it, it's his fault.
He could have been told about all this.
I think he was put in charge of the project as far as like, hey, build the building, run the hotel, number money wise. I don't think it had anything to do with the creative schlock that was put inside of the walls.
Fair.
He wouldn't have the authority to canonize it like it was, all the side books and the story connected to it. But he's just another fall guy. He literally replaced Chapek when Chapek moved up. He was next in line as the fall guy. This is Chapek 2.0. There's just two of them now.
Well, there's a question, and I will want to know this in a week when he takes over in a week. He's officially taking over in a week, I believe. Will Bob Iger still have his office with the shower and the bathroom? Will he still be in the building?
Oh my!
Yeah, he's not moving.
Will he, or will Josh D'Amaro get the office with the shower? Because remember, Chapek wasn't allowed to get the office with the shower. Bob Iger kept it. He stayed in the building.
Wow.
So that's a question I'll have, and we'll find out soon enough. Somebody will find that out, I'm sure. So I think I agree with you. I think Josh D'Amaro is another fall guy. It's a good way to put it, Dre. He's another fall guy. He's going to take all these mega flop hits this year because we got Mando Grogu. We've got a couple Pixar movies, a couple Disney animation movies, more slop on Disney Plus, and then the crowning achievement will be Avengers Doomsday, which will be $1 billion flop. Because there's no way that thing makes $2 billion just to break even. Just to break even.
That mess is embarrassing. And that's a real sad situation to be in. And I kind of feel for this guy because all the stuff that's coming up, he was not in charge for their development.
No, it's Bob Iger's fault.
Just like Chapek. Chapek got blamed for a lot of stuff that was already in the works before he started.
Yeah. So I feel bad for him. But I'm willing. Willing's a strong term. I pretty much already removed all my money, but I want to see once all the schlock it comes out, and let's just say this entire year. I'm just gonna say this whole year,
and part of next year.
It may be part.
This rollover. Starfighter, Secret Wars. This rollover.
Well, if he has any brain. Oh, say Jed.
What day is he taking over? Because
about a week.
Hoppers is about to come out next week. And that's going to be a massive flop that he's got to deal with the Fallout 4.
That's not good.
Oh, that's going to be a disaster. Oh, we get to do box office then. Yay.
That's not
box
good.
office chicken.
That's
Yeah.
a daggone shame.
They
think he
still
takes
haven't
over on
learned that
the 13th.
environmentalism isn't a box office winner.
I think he takes over on the 12th or the 13th, something like that.
Okay,
Oh,
so that's
yeah,
after
man.
Hoppers. Hoppers
Yeah.
the 6th.
Yeah.
But
I
he's
mean,
still got to
but-
deal with the fallout.
Yeah,
This month. He takes
yeah.
over this month, though.
He takes over this month, and like so, I feel bad for him because he's about to get beat over the head with a baby seal, and he's really had nothing to do with any of this, and it's kind of sad. But hopefully, I mean, look, I would like nothing brings me more joy than good content, and so like if in a couple years he can actually right the ship and give us good content again.
I don't.
I mean, yeah, I know. I'm using Adam.
Hey,
you know, hopeful thinking
Hey.
nonsense, you know, all that. crap.
Hey,
So
I take
I'm
that.
gonna
I
go-
take that sort of personally.
and like if he does, great. But the chances, as Adam eloquently put, the chance of that is slim to none. So it's
Because
pretty rough.
this guy, he's a puppet. Other people pull his strings.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's this is not somebody who makes a decision by himself. There's somebody telling him what to do. That's why I laugh when I look at the stands online going, "Be brave, Josh Tomorrow. Green light the hunt for Ben Solo. You'll make millions."
God, no, he will be shown the door by me. That's about it.
It would be hilarious. I kind of want that movie to happen. I do. Just for sadistic purposes.
Here's why I would agree with you. Let it happen because it would be a gigantic failure and it'd be funny to laugh. But then I don't know if I could survive the stand jubilation if they got the win of it going into production. I don't think my sanity could survive that. The victory laps they would start to
You
run
wouldn't
around.
make it to reap the reward of it failing.
I don't think so. I think I'd have to commit myself to a padded room for a while.
Oh boy,
it'd be bad.
Put him in St. Anne's. We got room.
All I'm saying is, yeah. So Josh Tomorrow, he ain't got no chance, and because right now, they need a real Doomsday trailer. Yesterday, they've got the footage. They've got stuff they could piece together, but
at this point, I think they're going to wait till Spider-Man to release it. If they didn't do it for the Super Bowl, I think Spider-Man is the next good point. And it's 6 months before Doomsday comes out, and that's a typical window for a first real trailer.
Yeah, but
but
this is
I
different.
think it would make sense.
But my point about this whole thing, there needs to be the enthusiasm.
Oh,
yeah,
you're absolutely right.
Chinning up
I'm
the
just trying to
normies.
guess what they're thinking.
Yeah, they got to chin up the
but-
normies, and the normies are not caring. They're not into it. No, I guarantee. Do a segment, walk the street, walk the pavement, walk the normies. Say, I'm doing a stream here, recording interviews for the stream. What do you think about Avengers Doomsday? Huh? I guarantee that's what the answer's going to get. Huh?
Oh yeah, they're doing that, aren't they?
Yeah.
When's that coming out?
Yeah. Yeah. And then ask them questions about the cast that are not Cap and Thor. What do you think of the new Avengers?
Who?
What do you think of the Thunderbolts? Okay, maybe you recognize that name. Who?
What do you think of Bob? Bob's going to be really important.
What do you
He's a
think
central character.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of the Fantastic Four? Huh?
Who?
Yeah.
No one saw these films.
What do you think of Shang-Chi being in this? I mean,
Do you think Red Hulk will appear?
Oh God, man!
No, Harrison Ford is literally retired. He's done. He says once he finishes that current show he's working on for Apple TV, he's done.
Mm-hmm.
He's retiring.
That's such a bad place to end it, though, because he had such a great filmography. End it on a high.
Listen, he needs
not with shrinking.
It's time for Ford to go away. It's time to just go away. Even the grumpy, belligerent old man act ain't working anymore. Because then his TDS friends are putting him up to say stupid shit, and it's like, no, just smoke your pot, fly your planes, and go away. Go away.
Survive another crash.
Yeah, survive another crash. Anyway, so we'll see. I'm sure. Watch, we're gonna get a Doomsday thing this week. Watch. Now that I've said they need something will happen this week to try and gin up excitement. Okay. Main course. With the time we have left. This is a topic that, as I said, Jed and I one time when it was just us. We found this article and we talked about it. We were on this from the very beginning when nobody was paying attention to this. Nobody cared about it. When Paramount Skydance, fresh off absorbing Paramount as part of their conglomerate, decided to openly say, "Hey, Warner Brothers, we want you. You're sexy. Come sit down next to me. I'm gonna drink this champagne. It doesn't have anything in it, I promise." They're the first ones to do that, and then David Zaslav, we call him the Zaz sometimes. He decided to say, "Hey, listen, this dress, I ain't wearing any underwear. Come on in. Everybody's invited. Run the train.
Everything must go.
Everything must go. Airtight. I'm ready for it." That's where we were. Zaslav said everybody's invited to this party, not just Paramount Skydance. And we went through that period of time. Oh, who's lining up? Who's the suitor? Who's coming prepared? Who's bringing flowers and candy? Or who's just rolling up with a bottle of Jack? We wondered. And then it came down to two. Paramount Skydance, who stayed there despite all those shenanigans, said, "Yes, I still want in on this. It's sloppy, it smells, but I want in on this. It's okay." I'm running this metaphor into the ground. Sloppy. And then there was also Netflix, the poser pimp, who the guy who thinks he knows how to walk the streets, who thinks he understands. You just need a pimp cane and the pimp boots and the big hat, and you could be a player.
I am following this metaphor. I am following this.
I'm working it for you here. Yeah. And then Netflix said, "Yeah, I can do this. My brother Amazon, he runs a studio. I can run a studio too."
I love the black voice. Well done. Keep going.
Thank you. Problem is, everybody recognizes a fake player.
That's true.
And Netflix is a fake player. They're good at what they do with their streaming. They won the streaming war. They were the winner of that. Then again, their competition were a bunch of limp-wristed, panty-waist, non-80s action hero. They were 2000s action hero, and they were at least pretending to be an 80s action hero, which scared the other ones away. I'm going with this.
He's cooking. The man is cooking.
And what we got here in the end is Netflix said, "We got all this money. We're making profit. We're gonna pay. We're gonna treat you like the high class escort we think you are." Warner Brothers Discovery. "We're gonna treat you nice. We'll take you we'll do the girlfriend experience before we take you back to the hotel room. We'll treat you to the dinner." Bye, Dragon Lady.
All right, lady. Have a good night.
We'll treat you. We'll treat you nice. We'll at least pretend. We'll pretend and play the game. Meanwhile, Paramount's saying, "No, I will still have you. I don't care. I don't care if you don't look pretty. I still want you." But Warner Brothers said, "We'd like being treated like the high class escort that we are." And so they took Netflix's offer and they said, "Hey, we're done talking." And from that point forward, about a month or so ago, we thought it was done. Did we all think it was done? At least on the bidding side, we still had the government issues. Here comes the police to say, "Is that a hooker or is that your girlfriend?"
Just film it and it's all right.
Yeah. We're going to call it professional porn here and then it's fine. Anyway. No, and then Netflix says, no, we're fine. I'm an OnlyFans model. It works. Don't worry. And they tried to get by it. And here's the problem. They brought Netflix in for questioning. Said, "Listen, Ted Sarandos, what are you doing? Are you going to treat this right? Are you going to pretend to be the pimp or are you the John? What's going on here? What's going on here?" And Ted Sarandos said some stuff. And he had to walk back a lot of other stuff that he said before. And a lot of the people around the world were starting saying, "Hey, wait a minute. We don't like it that you're not serious about being a movie studio. We don't believe that you're serious about being a movie studio." And there was a lot of pushback for Netflix, right, Craig? A lot of pushback. Meanwhile, Paramount's still banging on the window. Let me in. I'm going to get hostile." At least that's the way the media phrased it, which I say was wrong. because there was never a hostile takeover. A hostile takeover means we're buying up shares, we're cajoling other stockholders to join our little power play, and we're going to take over your board whether you like it or not. But that's not what happened. There was no hostile takeover. Paramount just kept throwing money like the desperate man that they are, saying, please take our money. We want to have sex with you. And then we reached a peak a week or so ago. Last week, I mentioned a very important thing happened. Paramount Skydance sailed over a hurdle concerning antitrust law. They sailed over it, cleared by the FCC and other government institutions. Say, okay, you cleared this. You may now continue to court the hooker or OnlyFans model, whatever you want to call it.
They came back with a clean bill of health.
It's like, you've taken tests. You're clean. You're fine. And then other stuff happened with Netflix. And before I go into the next part here, I'm turning off the metaphor now. Metaphor is gone.
It was good.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
You.
Good job.
Off the top of my head. Had no idea where it was going.
Goblin Baby 2.0.
Yeah. I'm not clipping that out. That's too long for the intro. Bottom line is, though, now back to the real discussion here. So, from your perspective, now before I put out what I think the fatal error was for Netflix to lose it all in this, what did Netflix do wrong that all this went so south for them, leading up to the other day saying we're done, and Paramount, you can have these sloppy seconds? Okay, I got one more in there. What do you guys think happened with Netflix getting out of this deal? What do you think happened?
Well, I think an important aspect of this is just like you were doing in that metaphor with Netflix being the poser pimp. They don't actually know how this business works. They don't know how to do maneuverings like this, how to good offers. They just threw a whole pot of gold at the problem and hoped it would fix itself, very much in the Bob Iger school of business. And when it came down to behind board meetings, concessions, and compromises, they just weren't equipped to handle that type of thing because they're not experts. They stumbled into greatness and they're coasting off of it. Kind of like the Pokemon company. They just made it big so early on and they kind of feel like they're untouchable. But now they're seeing that they're not. Of course, there's the political angle, which I'm sure you'll mention at some point, Adam. Yeah. That there's that aspect of it. But I think the universal response was ill will. Netflix saw that people didn't want them to get Warner Brothers.
Their stockholders didn't really want it either.
Their stockholders didn't want it. The audience didn't want it. There was just so much negativity in response to them acquiring it. So they realized how difficult it would be to really go through these layers of business negotiations, how much money it would sink into, and nobody wanted them to do it. So the return of the catalog just wasn't worth it. That catalog is great, and they'd want those old movies because that's what it's really about, is the catalog.
Exactly.
Not about the theatrical run, not about making new things in this IP. It's about the catalog. Because that's what I think HBO Max has legitimately the best catalog of old stuff of any of the streaming services.
Absolutely.
They've got a great catalog.
100 years of Warner Brothers media.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think it was just a incompetence with just basically a kid with the trust fund who didn't know what he was doing. And then when you found out it was a lot of work to manage a business and everyone hated him for doing it, just backed out scared.
I agree completely with that statement. Dre, anything to add to that?
I think Jed really hit the nail on the head and said it really eloquently. The only thing that I could add is the air of arrogance from Netflix. I think that's the only thing I can actually add to it, because they have been the biggest dog in the streaming yard since the beginning, quite frankly. They're the only ones that actually have any money. So
left.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So they felt that, like, oh, well, I'm gonna just whip it out and she's gonna go ahead and take it. And we all thought that that's the dominoes were lining up that way. But like Jed put, they caught lightning in a bottle many years ago, but they're not built for this type of pimp life. They're not built that way.
No.
They're into long-term relationships. Do they get angry once in a while? Yeah, but they never raised their hand to nobody. They're not about that life. So seeing that, then Paramount understood that they weren't. Skydance understood that they weren't about that life. And it was like, you know what? I'm gonna take your girl from you, man. You ain't about it. And that's what they proceeded to do. And then they decided to back off. Now, once again, I think that catalog was still been enough for me to throw more money at it personally. But if you get out gangstered, you got to back off. So
you're absolutely right. You're both completely 100% right. But then there's one thing. There's one thing that happened last week that ruined it for Netflix. It got political, and it got dangerously political because of one particular individual who sits on the board of directors of Netflix. One Susan Rice. Susan Rice, acolyte of Valerie Jarrett, who pulls the strings of Barry Obama, the puppet master of Barry Obama. And Susan Rice came out and basically said, next time we're in power, everybody who worked against us, we're going to get you.
Sheesh.
She said that as Netflix was setting up to go through its government, basically FCC investigation, the hurdles to make sure everything gets kosher. And she sits on the board of directors and said that. She torpedoed this. Her line was all that Netflix needed to say, you know what? We're done. We're done. Like you said, we are not a real pimp. We are not a real player. We don't know how to run any of this shit. We're going to back off. You know what happened? Their stock went up. Everybody said, thank you. Thank you for not doing this. But you know who is now not happy? Now, so that's the reality. At least this is how I say it. You guys perfectly laid it out. They were not prepared to do this. They were not set up to do this. And in the end, they never wanted to do it, I don't think, either.
And I'm so glad they didn't do it.
Yeah.
God, it would have been terrible.
The thing is,
that's a real monopoly.
Yeah.
That was legitimately the worst case scenario. I think they still might, if liquidation was on the table, that would be pretty bad though too. They latch up the catalog on its own.
But that's not
going to happen.
That's not going to happen because no matter what, if Warner Brothers is going to get billions of dollars if both parties bail out now, it doesn't matter. But here's the thing: so Warner Brothers now is left with Paramount, who was there in the beginning, is desperate to have them because Paramount needs that catalog.
Yeah,
and you have to understand how this works now. Paramount is, of course, Paramount Skydance wants to make money.
Yeah,
but they only went after Warner Brothers because it was cheap. Because it wasn't making money. And this is where now we're going to get. So this is going to happen. They've already cleared that first hurdle. And then it's going to take a year and a half to 2 years for this thing almost to go through. Just like we said with Netflix. The clock starts now, yesterday. But they already cleared a hurdle. So they're already moving through the process. But what do you think the reaction has been from those in entertainment and social media? They were happy for a Netflix. They were more happy with a Netflix monopoly rather than a Paramount monopoly because it's still monopoly. It's just a lesser of two evils as far as I'm concerned.
Of course.
Well,
but now what do you think?
They were happy about the Netflix one because Netflix is hiring a lot of these people.
Yes.
How many of these big celebrities have been in Netflix movies and TV shows over the last few years? They're getting active paychecks from Netflix. Whereas Paramount, there's still a question mark about how Skydance is going to run them, if it's going to utilize their IPs well. But before Skydance took over, Paramount has been suffering for a long time. Paramount Plus is practically the bottom of the streaming
It's the worst
service
app.
list.
It's the worst app of all.
UI-wise, it's terrible.
Skydance cleaned house at Paramount Plus all throughout Paramount. They cleaned house for about 4 or 6 months. They fired a lot of people.
These celebrities are going for the reliable paycheck that they've had for years versus the maybe Skydance will turn around Paramount and we'll get money from them. So from a celebrity perspective, that makes sense. And the whole industry has been moving towards streaming for a while, so they think that's more viable. But there's still negativity on the other side. We don't want to limit the studios, and theatrical releases will suffer either way. No matter who wins this, the amount of movies in theaters will go down. When I think the opposite is what we need. A lot more cheaper movies is the answer to fix theaters right now. But then there's also the political angle of
and there it is.
who's in charge of Paramount.
That's
Yep.
now,
and that part's hilarious to see the people
and
crying
here
on
it
Twitter.
is. Now I have a select things here. I've collected a few over the past couple of days. It's just a snapshot, but you see one, there's a dozen more after it. We get all these things. This is the first part of the conversation, and we'll end with the inevitable discussion of the DCU. David Zaslav will be only remembered as the man who took the most prestigious studio in Hollywood history, stripped it of its soul, and sold off its husk to Donald Trump's stooges. Now, are the Ellisons Trump friendly? Apparently so, but they're still businessmen.
Yes.
This is not about
how many businessmen were
politics.
close with the Biden administration. These people
A
didn't
lot.
care. It's pretty normal for businessmen to have affiliation one way or another.
but
I'd rather it not be either way.
It's better for them when they're commie Marxists
Of
rather
course.
than
And
general.
it's my way or it's not okay. It's a double standard. I'd rather neither case be true.
Yeah, but in this case, the Ellisons are capitalists, not commie Marxists. So they don't like them. They're capitalists.
And point of order for this one. When did Zaslav
he's like the
take
third
over?
richest man in the world or something, right? Like third richest.
I don't know
Ellis?
how Ellisons are. I don't know how many billions they got.
Yeah, they're like
got a
they're
lot.
like up there.
They got a
with,
lot.
Like,
I mean, the daddy made a lot
Bezos.
of money.
Yeah, like daddy.
And
Daddy.
Daddy made
Like,
a lot of
daddy's
money.
Like, yeah, that's
and
like with Bezos and stuff.
The kid is basically now Bob Iger buying shit.
Yeah,
that's what's going on. Jay, you say something?
When did Zaslav take over at Warner?
Oh, about
Brothers?
4 years ago.
So he didn't come in to strip it out. It was already suffering before he took over.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, he was dead already.
I mean, it's worse now than it was, but it was still in really bad shape.
The belief is the running belief is that the Zaz came in to craft Warner Brothers Discovery into something that can be purchased. That is the running belief.
And that's why I believe James Gunn was set up to fail.
Put a pin in that. We're going to come back to that. So here now begins the really irrational political tirades. This person, Starlight, the unfortunate reality of this, not only will some of our favorite IPs be ultra tarnished, but the far right also now owns all news stations, which is what this is really all about. I don't think America has much longer left. Mind you, this particular individual today, when I was scanning again, she's posting some pretty, let's just say, heinous anti-Semitic stuff concerning the events of the world that are going on right now. So,
and that's just not true about news stations, though. If nothing else, ABC is still owned by Disney. There are still ones
these
outside
people,
of this.
Well, here they think. Well, again, let's go over to this one right here. This is what they think. The world as is right now is fucking sucks, bro. No president have control over every news media, and yet Trump now has control over CNN, CBS, Fox News, and TikTok. Okay.
He doesn't have control over them, though.
No.
Just someone who kind of likes him as a politician
may possibly run CNN. And let's be honest, they're probably going to destroy CNN, period, because CNN doesn't make any money. And CNN is not a bastion of journalism. They run a lot of false news stories all the time.
Again, how many of these news stations a few years ago had CEOs and people in charge who liked Biden?
It's okay then. And Fox News is no friend to anybody. If you want to talk serious politics and poor journalism, they betrayed the nation 6 years ago during the election. They betrayed the nation. They didn't cover it honestly. They helped pull the lever that started the chain of events on 2020. So, I'm sorry. Last time I checked, who's the owner of Fox of News Corp? The Australian guy. What's his name? I just forgot it. Totally slipped my mind.
I'm glad you know.
I have no idea.
I'll look.
The Murdoch family?
Murdochs, yeah, the Murdochs, yeah. The Murdochs are no friends to the Trumps. The Murdochs hate Trump. The Murdochs hate Trump. They're not friends to Trump. And TikTok. And this tells you, news media is TikTok.
That's insane.
You consider TikTok a news? No. And better our government than China controlling TikTok. Either way. Point is,
isn't TikTok just dumb media stuff and titties?
I don't know. I don't watch TikTok.
It's a cesspool.
Point is, this is what they think. They firmly believe that this was all about getting the CNN and making it now a super far right news network, because all the people at CNN are shitting their pants, rightfully so, because they're not good at their jobs.
No, they have not been for a very, very long time.
Yeah, but they all think this. Don't be surprised. That's the next.
And they think that Trump had Stephen Colbert fired.
No, he was fired long before Trump came back into office. And here she is again. If you care about the fate of DC and creative freedom in DCU, go vote in November. It's your best chance to make a difference to stop the Paramount Warner Brothers murder.
Oh, for crying out loud! Okay, so this is why
these are idiots.
Oh, I'm a kid.
And Trump's not up for election this November.
But it's the midterms. They don't understand.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the governor is going to stop that. But look, here's my thing.
Well, here's the thing. This guy right here, one of our favorites, Moonlight Warrior, he believes that California will somehow stop this from happening.
How?
What just move out of California and harm the already failing economy there even farther. Yeah. States shouldn't have this type of control. Like New York suing Steam, I think, is one of the most retarded things ever. The state of New York. Yeah. And this would be in the same lines where they're just move their business elsewhere.
So
oh god.
This is the first half of it. These nitwits and these stands, these deluded, useful idiot morons who listen to whatever the indoctrination the commie Marxist masters put out, they look at this as political. They think it's all about CNN. CNN doesn't have a market share that anybody pays attention to. Oh, it won't be the CNN, you know. Nobody watches CNN. That's why
quickly pivot away from it.
Yeah, yeah.
Any influence is going to take years to go into effect.
And him saying Paramount winning is just bad for Hollywood. It's horrific for the political climate of America.
This is hilarious.
First of all,
to buy Warner Brothers.
Paramount Warner Brothers is better for Hollywood than Netflix buying Warner Brothers.
Absolutely.
At least they're a studio. They are a studio. And
who understands how studios work. Netflix, like I said earlier, doesn't know what the hell it's doing. So it's going to mismanage the studio.
And you added the perfect
Activision
point.
Blizzard.
And you added the perfect point. The problem is there'll be less movies. What you said was absolutely 100% true. That's the real problem, because the money isn't spread out everywhere. Now it's consolidated into one spot, and there's only so much money that can be spent. So you'll get less movies. But that's the insane political part of this. Now let's get to the pop culture part of this. The DCU won't be affected much. Paramount will want to keep things consistent there to maximize profit. The main thing that will be affected by this merger is the political aspect. And then the CNN is up. But that's why I wanted to go this one to start that conversation. Because, guys, don't worry, guys. Oh, that's not the right one. No, that's not there. Don't worry, guys. According to a source that told Bloomberg, Paramount wants to keep the creative teams of the two studios while consolidating some of the marketing and distribution, according to people familiar with his plans, that being Ellison, younger.
Which, without further details, that's still completely fine. You need to figure out what you're doing with the merger, so they try to keep things in place for a couple years. And like you mentioned on Ballbusters, Adam, James Gunn's contract isn't up till 27, 28?
Through 27.
So he's at least safe till then, and they might give him an extension because this merger, it's going to take a year and a half to get the ink to dry.
It'll be ending here. If they leap all hurdles, both domestic and foreign, this deal will be signed into permanence probably around fall, winter of next year. That's when
they probably want another year after that to really take stock, do a full audit. Basically, they need to audit everything.
I mean, think about it like this. So now here's where I want to take this final part of the conversation. What is the fate of the DCU if Paramount Skydance takes over Warner Brothers? Because they all want to pretend that everything's going to be fine. Don't worry, they're going to do it. Everything's going to work out fine, because there's a very firm camp of morons on social media who says still today, this moment, that the DCU is profitable, and that is why that is why Paramount doesn't want to take it apart, because they need to make money. They are going to be in debt for $110 billion for this purchase. They need to make that money, and the DCU will make the money because it's already made money when it hasn't. Because like Jed perfectly said there, James Gunn and Peter Safran's contracts run through 2027. They go up for renewal in 2028. Right now, no profit. Let's agree. No profit has been made on the DCU. They can pretend that they can tell as many lies as they want. Oh, Superman X made $624 million. They can pretend. They can tell whatever lies they want. Still didn't break even with Warner Brothers fake numbers. Supergirl in about 4 months will make no money. Clayface in the fall will make no money.
That's correct.
Well, it depends on how much that cost. It was ridiculously cheap, wasn't it?
I still think people are going to show for a Clayface movie without Batman.
Yeah.
That's my thing. If they're not going to show for Spider-Man villains, they're not going to show for Batman villains without Batman. Yeah. It's the same. It's the same deadly cycle.
It's Clayface. He's not a well-known to normies Batman villain.
Not at all.
Yeah, he's a cool villain.
It's not like the Joker. At least the Joker. I mean, it's very iconic.
Clayface is B tier. He's a cool villain, but he's B tier. He's not. Yeah. He's not Joker, Penguin, Two-Face.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. I mean,
he's not interesting enough to run his own film.
Yeah,
for normies to show up. Now, I think I granted, if you're telling a story, I think it could be fun. But once again, Clayface, no Batman. What's the point? But DCU made no money. But this is what I was saying. Like, to answer your question, Adam, where do I think the DCU is going? First of all, it's going in the toilet. Let's get that part out of the way. It's going in the toilet. But I think this acquisition is actually good in a few different ways. First of all, bringing the DC animated catalog to, I would assume that HBO Max will be absorbed, whatever, all this stuff, whatever, and make Paramount Plus take the UI for HBO Max and just slap Paramount Plus on it. Quite frankly, the UI for Paramount Plus is an absolute disaster, and I think it may be the worst I've ever seen in my life, and I hate it. And things crash a lot. Sometimes with Jones that you're trying to rewind and don't work right. I'm trying to binge DS9 right now, and I got to keep on stopping and regoing it. Anyway. I think that aspect and bringing the catalog, especially of the animated joints, including all the animated films, a lot of the animated stuff, a lot of the animated films, they can help boost the catalog for Paramount Plus, have something that people can actually watch and really enjoy that's actually any good, that just isn't Frasier and, you know what I mean? So like actually have content, literal content that people want to watch. So I think that's a really good thing.
Evergreen.
Yes, exactly. So, but as far as the DCU is concerned, I think it's over already. I think they're going to go ahead and let things that's
it'll run its course for the next year and a half.
Yeah,
it has
whatever is in production, whatever, go ahead and poop it out. But then when it comes to the re-up, I think they're finished.
I agree completely.
Yeah, because I think Paramount is trying to make money. Skydance, let me be specific. It's Skydance. Skydance is trying to make money. Skydance wants money, and to DCU. The DC properties is a sinkhole. Let's tell the truth, Chain the Devil. It's a sinkhole. It's a sinkhole right now. You need to put it on ice. Put it on ice and get people that know what the heck they're doing and have an actual plan and actually stick to said plan, unless you're some cocaine-driven, salt up the penis moron. Get somebody that knows what they're doing. Get people from yesteryear. Call Paul Dini and let him do stuff. People that knew what they were doing. Get people that know what they're doing in the room, and then be able to create something and do what Marvel did finally after all these years. You sit down, you craft a 10-year plan, and follow it to fruition. Do that, and you'll be able to try to revitalize at that point. Try, and I use this term very, very strongly. Try to revitalize the idea of going back to the theaters again. Because now you'll give us something to anticipate. Give us some, oh man, they've been working on this Batman movie for 5 years. Oh, I can't wait to see what they got going on. Oh my goodness gracious me. Establish the big three, easy money, and then you can go and build out. You can create your own little universe, whatever, Skydance, WB, whatever you want to call it.
But you know what? Don't tell them you're doing it. Don't tell them we have a 10-year plan. Just put out one movie, success. Put out the next movie, success. I wouldn't advertise. I would not advertise that we have a big plan, because that's what they did with this, the Gods and Monsters. And
but
look where we
that's
are.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
have a plan, but leave that wiggle room.
But you have a plan that you actually can execute.
Yeah.
This dude threw all his action figures out at the wall. That's all he did. And then said, and just started writing names. this happening, this happening, that happening, that
Which
happening.
is exactly what Zack Snyder did too.
Just
oh, wouldn't it be pretty?
Around. And I like, bro, where are the adults?
Well,
where are the adults? Just like, hey,
the adults are coming with money. The adults have money.
Okay, do have money.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. A lot of these people who are saying everything's fine, everything is going to be fine for the next year and a half. You know why? Because Skydance are not. I don't think the Ellisons are dumb. They're going to not rock the boat. They want the deal to go through, so they're not going to fire. Of course, they're not going to fire James Gunn and Peter Safran because they have contracts.
Yes.
Of course, not going to cancel movies because they're already in production, already announced. But they're not in control yet. Warner Brothers is still going to do what they're doing with their own autonomy. And like you said, Jay, you said a good point. When 2027 comes to an end and the Ellisons and Skydance are in control, they will do an accounting. They will get the real numbers. Yep. They will know the obscene amount of money that has been spent on Superman for 2 movies and the lack of profit that was made. They will know how little people cared about Supergirl.
Ugh.
And there will come a question. Why haven't we made a Batman movie yet?
Which is a question you shouldn't need to ask with the DC universe.
It's very.
But it's all James Gunn's ego. He doesn't like Batman, so he doesn't do Batman. It's all just like you said, Dre, his action figures.
Yep, it's his action figures.
Yeah.
That's all.
The questions will be asked, and I will say this. When 2028 rolls around, these 2 gentlemen will not have jobs at Paramount Warner Brothers.
No way.
They will not have jobs because James Gunn has not been a success. The DCU has not been a success. When this stuff was breaking every week, that was my original plan. Somebody made the absurd statement a week ago that James Gunn is a winner. He makes money.
God.
I went through his entire resume of films, both directing and written. Out of the 20 plus television movies that he's done, he's made money maybe on 2.5.
The first 2 Guardians he made money.
And that's the throes of the MCU. That's not him. That is only because of the MCU. Guardians 3, we know he made enough for a sandwich and a cup of coffee. And anything else he's made hasn't made money. James Gunn is not a winner.
Nope.
He's not a money maker. He's an idea man if he's kept in his niche. But he's not a good businessman. He's not a good president.
He's gimmick the person.
Yes.
That's all he is a gimmick. And like we've both been saying, his contract is absolutely safe. I think it might get extended for a little bit because they don't have the authority to fire him now, but they don't want to rock the boat the moment they get in either. And with the timing of it, the merge is probably going to go through right about when his contract's up. So I think there might be a tiny extension or at least a murkying of the waters of what's actually happening. And
murky water
is
the best, I think.
At the best, murky water. But I think the most that we might see in the next 1.5 to 2 years for the rest of his contract, he might get slightly smaller budgets. That's about.
He'll be relegated to television or streaming. It's here. Make another TV series. We're not going to give you another $500 million to make a Superman movie. Oh, guess what? Your Batman movie's canceled. I mean,
Man of Tomorrow isn't in production yet, so I don't even know if Man of Tomorrow is going to get done in time.
Jed, it's now Superman Man of Tomorrow. They changed
whatever. They're going to change it again to just Superman.
James Gunn told us it's not a sequel. He lied to us.
Yes, he lied.
He just keeps lying, but I don't think Man of Tomorrow can be made in time.
Cocaine and bath salts in the penis hole. This man is not well. Get rid of him.
And they
need help.
I think he's gone in 2028. He's gone in 2028 because they're going to see the numbers, and I think they're gonna kibosh the whole damn thing.
I think a very important comparison that we haven't brought up yet is seeing how Skydance is handling Star Trek right now. We don't know what the future is. We don't know if it's going to be good in the future with their kind of hinting at J.J. Abrams, which ended up not being true. But still, that being on the table is a red flag. They still doesn't look like they're renewing Alex Kurtzman. It doesn't seem like any more of that universe is going forward. So they're willing to let contracts go through their fruition. We're still probably going to see Starfleet Academy season 2, but then as soon as the obligation's fulfilled, they're going to move in another direction. Whether or not that's good is up for debate, but I think what we're seeing with Star Trek, with the merger that's already finished, is exactly what we're going to see with the DC and any other IPs that Harry Potter, even maybe, depending on how successful the Harry Potter show is.
We don't know what the contracts on that look like at all. We know that.
I'm just glad that's not going to be a Netflix exclusive for season 2. That would have been.
We know that John Lithgow is signed on for 10 years, but the Harry Potter thing, right? I feel like that's a whole nother discussion that I don't want to open that can of worms on right now, because I want to stay focused on this on the DCU.
I think we need to see season 1 before we can have any predictions.
There's more tangible stuff for the DCU to talk about. Harry Potter season 1 is not coming out till next fall. It's not coming out till next year. So there'll be tangible things to talk about with DCU and why we'll probably be obliterated when all is said and done, because it doesn't make money. It does the fabrication that there's fans of it. There are not. They had these idiots put out the domestic and international numbers, 360 odd million domestic, 200 and change international.
It's over.
A complete worldwide rejection of Superman. It was not a huge success. It was a failure. And if Superman couldn't garner attention, Supergirl's not going to. Clayface isn't. Nobody's going to watch these TV shows. Drake cannot go through another day of diarrhea with Monster Squad season 2.
I can't. Oh God.
I don't think Batman's going to do any better for them, because James Gunn doesn't like Batman. So what we're going to see is going to be so butchered that it barely resembles Batman.
Then take it out of his hands. Like Jet, and this is what I will say here. This is the problem with a lot of these white-haired psychopaths. If there's a character that I do not resonate with, you know what you do, Jed? You put it into the hands of people that do.
Yeah.
This isn't hard to understand. I don't know why. He's like, I don't like Batman, so I'm a dick with him. What?
Well, you wouldn't write Lord of the Rings, Dre.
See, under no circumstance would I write Lord of the Rings. Let's say I come in control of all of Lord of the Rings and all the hobbits and all of this stuff like that. I have no idea what I am doing. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I might be able to name you 8 characters total, and I'm really stressing my brain to make it that high. I am going to then like, I suck at this, and I really don't have a connection to Middle Earth. Let me put someone in charge of this project, and then just report it to me.
Yeah. Or if you do have a certain understanding of part of it, here's my example to keep it in the superhero realm. I get Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. I could do if I really put my mind to it. I think I could do good Spider-Man. But let's say somebody says, "Hey, you know what? We want to do a team up with Daredevil." I hate Daredevil. I don't like Daredevil. I call Drake. You like Daredevil? Help me out here.
I do like
Daredevil. I'm gonna write the Spider-Man part of it. You do the Daredevil part. We'll come and make a sandwich.
Yep.
And we'll layer it up quite nice. We'll make sure each person does the right part, and then we're gonna serve it up. I'm not gonna try to write something I don't like or enjoy.
Precisely, but
you guys aren't narcissists.
Yeah, that's also a part that we did forget that part, Adam. We forgot about that. But that's my issue with the idea of James Gunn not being able to delegate. That is so frustrating to me.
Yeah,
like if you're the head of the snake, as they say that he is, why the heck are you doing all the stuff? No, you delegate. If I'm the head of DC, what I'm going to do is put together a storyboard. Meaning, okay, like his map. Like we're going to put that map together, and I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to make sure that everything lines up with this map. That's it. Now I'm going to go home, find me some strippers, get my cocaine ready, and have myself a party. That's it.
Well, James Gunn just wants to watch that party. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, he's a freaky.
He's got his little chair.
Yeah, he got some.
He borrowed Dermy's tiny chair.
God, what happened to him? But see, but this is what I'm saying. You put the people in charge. Like, okay, I'm now in charge of DC. I need a Batman movie, a Superman movie, and a Wonder Woman movie. Hey, do you love? Hey, you person in the corner that's highly qualified. Do you like Batman? Absolutely, he's my favorite hero. All right, you're in charge of that. I need a Wonder Woman person. Oh, do you really like Wonder Woman? Oh, yes, this run from 1987, I beat my dick to. Okay, great. you're in charge of Wonder Woman now. Okay, I need a Superman film. We got to make sure Superman's done well. Okay, hey, you in the corner. Superman's the greatest hero I've ever seen. Perfect. Now I have 3 directors / writers to have be heads of those projects. Just report to me. Tell me how everything's going on, and I'll see if it lines up with the map that I've created.
And meanwhile, I'll be doing Peacemaker, which is what I care about.
And that's what he cares about. And I'm doing Peacemaker, which I hate. But let's say I'm him. I'm going to go therefore and make disciples and do Peacemaker and watch my wife get pounded
you have
out
room
like
for a
mallet
passion
duck.
project if you're letting other people have passion projects who know what they're doing.
Exactly. So how have I, Jed, sitting here in my room upon thy throne, is able to put this together in 45 seconds flat, but a multi-million-dollar corporation can't think of that? What are we talking about?
Because you're dealing with a man who thinks everything's an ensemble movie. And he gets to, like you said, take his favorite action figures and put it in the ensemble. Because guess what? Superman Man of Tomorrow, it's got everybody from the first one and more now. So it's even more watered down than 2025 was.
I'm sick of ensemble films and shows.
It boils my piss to see how bad these people are at their jobs. If I was at a McDonald's and I can't put the sandwich together right and can't put it in the microwave, guess what? I'll be fired. I'll be fired immediately. But these people are taking multi-million.
Why is the bread between these 2 patties?
Yes, exactly. And I will be taking the middle bread out of the Big Macs. I would do it. I do it for the Christians. I'll do it. But this type of foolishness just boils my piss. Because how can you just keep getting it wrong?
It's not caring, Dre. It's not caring. That's part of it.
At all. If I am Zaslav, and I'm just gonna say it was him. I'm Zaslav. I'm the head of WB. I'm gonna be like, okay, I need the DC to pop. I'm gonna put in this guy that's had some successful superhero films, which he has. I'm gonna grab this guy and say, hey, I want you to craft a universe and all that stuff with these DC characters. The moment I put it in your hands, what you need to do is start building out a team to help you do this the right way, putting other people in charge. Yep. You just sit at the head of the table to make sure everything flows correctly, like Kevin Feige did back when he did respectable work. Like Kevin Feige, that's what he did.
He used to be able to delegate
until he started to think he could be creative. And
exactly.
Hey, here's my note.
He got too big for his britches.
Ego got in the way.
Ego. But when he was just executive producing everything, sitting there like a good Christian, and then delegating it down to all the other really creative people, and then just executive producing and making sure that we're sticking to his 10-year plan, gajillions of dollars were made, and the greatest movie franchise in history was born. And you skip to the end of that, as in, I'm gonna have the ego now and not accomplish anything. Sanity.
You got to earn an ego. Sanity. Like there were rock stars from the 80s or whatnot, filmmakers from the Francis Ford Coppola back in the day. They earned their stripes. They had the right to treat every assistant director like scum.
Yep. They
made good shit.
Yep.
Well, here we are. DCU. It's done. It will be done. It will not survive to the end of the decade. I'll say that much. There might be, Jed might be right. There might be a little bit of wiggle room in the transition period, but
a little bit. Nothing important.
You have to understand how these things go. Nobody is saying, as we said, James Gunn is not in danger at the moment because he has a contract. So does Peter Safran, but their contracts will end and they will not be renewed because bottom line is the DCU does not make money. It has never made money. And in the coming months of 2026, we will see it fail again and again. And we'll be here to talk about it. But for now, we're done. All right. That's a show, boys. We're done. We got through it. I feel pretty good. Let's go around the horn, pitch our wares, and then I got to figure out dinner. Jed,
Well, everyone can find me on YouTube at Endless Frontiers. I will be going live in about 45 minutes here to play some more Resident Evil Requiem. I think I'm actually going to finish it tonight. This might be the finale if we tear through it.
How long? How long is that run?
So I'm at 7 hours right now, and the average playthrough, if you're not going for all the collectibles, is 9 to 10 hours. So I think I'm going to be able to make
really
it
short.
A lot of these Resident Evil games, 60. It's fairly normal for the Resident Evil games I've played.
I guess they have replay
4.
value. Though.
4 was the long one, but this is more in the line of 2. I think this one is very similar to 2 in a lot of ways, and that one was short. The remake, at least. But I'm enjoying it. The story really kicked up in the last one, and so far, I'm depending on recency bias put aside and how the story ends, this could be my favorite Resident Evil game. They're really, it's really impressing me so far, and I think Grace is a great character with the arc that she's going on. But tune into that in about 45 minutes to see the end of Requiem, and then of course tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing the Right or Flight podcast. We got some big Artemis news this week. Things are moving a lot quicker than was the plan initially, and we got 2 surprise Artemis missions that got dropped on us. There's going to be 2 more, so I'm going to be talking about that a lot tomorrow, and of course the chat choose your own adventure segment. Besides that, Starfleet Academy this Thursday. The review will be out when I get a chance, and Where No Man Wants to Go reviews this Saturday at 6 p.m. But Adam will talk more about that.
Yes. Dre.
So we've been busy on the Brutal Plan Comms YouTube channel the last few weeks. Got a lot of great interviews. I have new ones that's been posted up every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely check that out. Also, my brain. Right. Good news, everyone.
Good news.
So as I had mentioned last week, production is back on the menu for Trouble Rise of the Children, and the cover of chapter 2 is now officially here. So I'm very, very excited to share that with everybody. I just debuted it a couple hours ago on IG. You all can go check it out on my IG page at DeBrute00. Definitely give me your thoughts, know everything of all the things that's building up. It's a whole mess load of fun for sure.
Nice.
With that also in mind, you can also check out my website bpcomics.io, seeing all the updates that are on the horizon, all my comic book work, my voice work, and also all the things that I'm doing in media. Definitely check all that stuff out, and of course do all the great YouTube things like, comment, subscribe, and share the vids.
All right. As for me, considering it's Sunday and I don't have a lot of time between things in the evening because I got to go do Wormhole Watch with Brad, Hitman, and Fractured in about 4 hours. I will probably not be doing anything else tonight, but tomorrow, considering we finish Voyager Across the Unknown, probably start streaming some Star Wars: The Old Republic because that's what the poll told me to do. When I ran and they said, yes, stream it. Considering I don't think Jed and I are going to do anything tomorrow night, I'll probably just run one of the stories, rerun, because I've done them all. Replay one of the stories for you guys. Again, we'll start doing that. Some of the other boys might be playing too. Maybe we'll do little group stuff. Who knows? We're going to start streaming some Star Wars: The Old Republic as we basically buy gaming time until Crimson Desert in about 18 days. Either way, rest of the week, well, we've got Daily Dive Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, except for Thursday, because that's Starfleet Academy Day. And I'll be getting episode 9 review out there. Mommy She-Hulk is coming to town. So we're going to come back with that. Yeah, Tatiana Maslany is his mom, the character's mom. So we just call her She-Hulk Mommy.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I make up names for people. It's how I amuse myself.
No, what you're doing, you're doing the right thing. You're doing right. You got to find some type of entertainment in that.
Got to have some insanity. That's my favorite one.
She's fat. Well, she used to be. Now she took the Ozempic diet.
Oh,
I'm not a medical professional. Oh no. Anyway, so we got that. We get some gaming, got some reviews. As Jed said, we've got Where No Man Wants to Go reviews Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Followed probably more gaming that night. And did I miss anything else this week? Let me make sure. Nope, nothing else specifically happening because it's the beginning of the month. Either way, thank you, everybody, for joining us this week. We'll be back here next week, 3 p.m. Eastern, for another round table. Until then, everybody take it easy. Have a good night or day wherever you may be.